just gonna make sure that the mic works. Okay, so it gets spikes in audio. I think that works. Okay?
It's working?
I think it is.
Oh boy.
Do you want to...
I don't know. Is it... What?
It's working. It's recording right there.
It is recording.
It is.
Well, look at that. Alright.
Professional,
so I guess this is a...
professional starting to professional podcast.
Good start. Wow. Alright. He's adjusting the camera.
Adjusting the camera.
He's making this. He's adjusting. Oh, where did the pillows? What? Alright, theme song! See, what I've done is 5 minutes in, not even, and I've rickrolled the audience. So you thought this was going to be a real thing. But
this is, in fact, not a podcast now.
Actually, no, not at all. Not even close. Just enough of a sample of Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up, where we probably won't get sued.
We're still probably gonna get sued. Okay.
Alright, anyway.
Yeah, welcome, everybody. I hope you can actually hear us well.
And you haven't turned it off by this point.
Yeah, you've probably done that by now. We've probably lost half the audience. We don't even have half an audience to lose.
Good.
One person listens, like half of him stops listening, his earphone cuts out.
Yeah.
That's
nice. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Hey everybody, welcome. Hey guys, and welcome.
How many times are you gonna welcome them?
I'm just gonna welcome them all the time. The welcome.
Episode 1. GCM CG. What is this?
Welcome to the GCM podcast, the official podcast of Game and Deets, because we're trying that.
That's a thing.
That is a thing.
I'm new here.
This is for anyone who doesn't know this illustrious half-British voice. This is Luke, and he's a friend, and we're gonna do some news and some things and
some stuff.
Soothe your earbuds.
Oh boy.
So,
right.
Yes.
Get right into the news then?
We are gonna get right into the news. The first thing that we are gonna talk about today,
Lego Batman trailer.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
The Lego Batman trailers. There was 2 of them.
Because when you're this awesome, you don't get one trailer. You get 2 trailers in 1 week. So it's the sequel to the Lego movie, which I love and adore. Very close to my heart. Very solid movie. Batman was the best part of that movie. Now, last time you haven't seen the Lego movie, have you?
I have actually.
You have?
Yes,
Good.
I finally saw it like 2 months ago.
Thank God. All right, so you know this Batman. What a guy!
Quite a guy.
The thing is about him is he lives in a continuity where he lives in the same continuity as
every other Batman,
as all of the other Batmans that have ever been in the movies.
Yes,
which is it's amazing. And Alfred he makes in one of the trailers he makes a point of talking about he says because like I've seen you go through this phase in 2016, 2012, 2008, 2005, 1997, 1995, and he lists all that.
But notice in every single trailer, they cut out Batman and Robin.
No, he said 1997, and it shows the Batman.
No, but that one doesn't. So, but the first trailer goes through starring the Batman from all these, and it goes Batman Forever, and then just skips right over to Batman Begins.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
I thought it was going to, but it does.
It does.
Look, you know, I'm pulling it up, right?
I have a computer. It's right here. I gotta scream now, because I'm kind of far away from the mic.
It's far away.
Lego.
It goes from the studio. They brought you Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, Batman Begins. Yes, it does.
This is it. I'm showing you it.
All right, now
we're
watching it now.
Let's not get sued.
We're watching it now. So just shh. When it shows that Batman and Robin, I'm gonna laugh.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I just watched this last night.
He's losing confidence.
Let's go.
See, he's losing confidence in himself. Yeah, Warner Brothers Animation Group, I'm thinking.
Studio that brought you Batman. Okay. Batman Returns. It's just Batman Forever. And then...
Batman and
Damn
Robin.
It! It was really quick.
Yes.
Damn it.
Why
would they even...
Batman vs Superman.
Why would they even allow that to happen?
It says Batman vs Superman. It doesn't even say the full title.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's just Batman v Superman.
Batman v Superman.
That's all it's known as. Okay. This is gonna go off for now.
And I just saw the Jeremy John's review of Batman vs Superman. That prick.
Okay, speaking of Batman vs. Superman, we're gonna use that
boy.
as the segue.
Wow, what a master segue. Skipping over. Any other news? Doesn't matter.
Well, no,
Whatever.
we're not going to the
All
review yet.
Oh, okay.
We are talking about the deleted scene that got released.
Oh, yeah.
Literally, like, 3 days after the movie came out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, let's just talk about it. In the
Steppenwolf.
scene, you
All right.
actually, it starts out, and the army is actually going into the bubble, which, makes sense. Because,
Yeah.
hey, there's lightning going to that.
Maybe we
Let's
should do
leave it alone.
something.
Let's leave it alone. That's what everybody in the movie did.
Maybe.
So there's some military guys, and they go in, and they have like guns, and you can see the lasers, and they're walking around the Kryptonian ship.
They're not lasers. What?
Laser pointers. It's like imagine
what
like
are you talking about? What? The little red dots. They're like what the cat plays with.
Exactly, they're laser pointers.
On record,
Lasers
I
in the
don't
name.
enjoy cats.
I don't enjoy cats
don't.
either. It's perfectly okay.
All right. What? So anyway.
And they get in, and they look down at the pool, and Lex is kind of sitting in this sort of looking Kryptonian period
like-
bloodbath,
Oh.
and that,
Jesse
yes.
Eisenberg. Was that CGI? Do you think that was, or
the
did they
blood, the
actually
bath?
have him
No. I
bathe
think they
in
actually
blood?
had him bathe in like
Bathe
the
in the
blood of
Zack
virgins.
Snyder's enemies.
That yes.
Yeah.
Every critic who he knew wasn't gonna like
Yeah.
it, he kind of gets
The Man
that's
of
their
Steel.
blood.
The Man of Steel critics.
And he's sitting in there, and you look up, and there's this not hologram, but kind of like the I don't know, the little dots, like the magnet thing, like you run it over.
On his back. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing. And you see that's what the ship created, and Steppenwolf,
Steppenwolf. Yeah.
who is
Darkseid's uncle.
Darkseid's uncle,
and one of his
general,
generals. Yeah, his
is-
highest ranking general.
That's
I
what.
think it's his highest ranking.
It is his highest ranking. I
it
just looked
is?
it up.
Alright, cool.
Yeah,
Good.
And,
See, I know my things.
that's who Luke thinks is there.
That's not who I think it is. That's just who it is.
That's who it is in general. What I say is law, damn it.
What?
And if you look around, there's planets, and I'm assuming you
It's
see
just
one
a
with
little- like in
with,
Man of Steel.
like in Man of
how
Steel,
just
yeah.
when Jor-El's narrating the fall of Krypton, it has all that kind of silvery stuff. It's a map of space, and you see Apocalypse, and you see the mother boxes. all
yeah,
around,
and you see Mother Boxes and Apocalypse, and there's something that looks like an Earth. So you're assuming, hey, Apocalypse is not. It's near. It's like close to Earth, but he's kind of coming. He's bringing everything with him. That's why the parademons were in the dream sequence and all that.
Yeah, and that explains how Lex knows that he's coming at the end when he's talking to Batman, which was an awesome
Spoilers.
scene.
Spoilers.
Spoiler alert for all this, by the way.
And you know what would be really cool? Another spoiler alert. What if the Superman in that is a Lex created Superman, which is why he has the regime, and he partnered with Darkseid?
What? Stop it. Stop.
Yes.
All right, you know what? Maybe.
See? Because spoilers if you haven't seen the movie, which you probably haven't. It's been about a week. Superman dies at the end. They're doing the Death of Superman story,
Which I love.
which is great, and I'm really happy about
Full
that.
of weird 90s characters that you won't understand if you're not caught up on your 90s comics. There was a time in the 90s where like how in the 30s and the 40s they came up with I'm taking my shoes off.
He's getting real comfortable here in this man cave.
It's regular room.
That.
Just where they thought, in the 30s and 40s, where they created all these characters that now become icons and make billions of dollars.
Yes.
So they kind of went into a time like that in the 90s, where they created all of these kind of wacky, outrageous characters that they thought were going to be like huge hits, and they just
That didn't
so
work.
they bought. Everyone was buying up all of these comics, and then like nobody caught on from the 90s. Nobody remembers anyone. And so, actually, you have to be caught up on all of those backwards characters
because they're all in the story.
To understand anything that happens in the Death of Superman.
That's why Superman Doomsday, the animated movie, was just like, screw all of these characters.
We're gonna just do it to make sense. And then Dawn of Justice does it in such a way where you don't need to know any of that. Thank God, because I hate all of those. Just weird.
Do you want to name a few?
Do I want to name a few? No, I don't want to name a few.
I want to hear a few of these.
No, I don't want to say any. I hate them all.
If you didn't know, this is the news segment.
Yeah. Yep.
we're just babbling. Are you? Please.
Yeah. Just all right. Not
90s comics worth money.
None.
None.
Not one. Not one.
No, Marvel had the Maximum line.
Yeah, one of the only ones that I actually like is the Azrael Batman. That was
yes, that did.
That was
after.
one of the ones that was okay. I didn't like Youngblood was one. Super Pro was in one.
I don't know. I don't know these guys.
Yeah, it's just you don't need to know these guys. Nobody knows them. They were on comic stands, which aren't a thing anymore. But
oh yeah, I wish they were. That'd be so much easier.
Buy 50 cents for a comic.
Yeah. So the next piece, I gotta pull it up on my cellular device here. It is Oscar Isaac. Did I save it? I did not. Damn it. Oscar Isaac is re-teaming up with the director of Ex Machina?
Yeah. Yes.
And he's doing a space movie called Annihilation, and I'm gonna pull up the story, and there it is.
Will Matt Damon be in it?
It's a space movie. Of course he's gonna be in it.
Of course. He's been, Interstellar, and then The Martian.
Because
where he was an isolated kind of dick.
It's the movie is called Annihilation. Alex Garland is the director, and he wrote the script. It's adapted off of a novel of the Southern Reach trilogy by Jeff Vandermeer. Yeah.
What?
Also in it are Natalie Portman, because she's good in every space movie.
Oh, yes.
Jennifer Jason Leigh, who names their daughter with the middle name Jason.
Jason. Would
Jason!
you like to name your daughter? Jason.
Gina
sure
Rodriguez.
Now? Yes.
Gina Rodriguez and Tessa Thompson.
Oh, big stars.
It'll focus on a team of 4 setting out into Area X, a sealed-off zone which has something mysterious within.
How do they steal off a zone of space?
No, they seal it off. They just...
How do you...
You know the quarantine? They just do that.
In space.
Yeah, they put a gigantic quarantine box in space and say, you cannot enter.
Don't enter this particular point of space.
Yes.
You just can't do it.
That is... Oh my god. Okay, if you didn't know, Ex Machina won some awards. I didn't see the movie. He did. He liked it.
I didn't appreciate any part of that movie. It was good, but boy.
Oscar Isaac also plays Poe Dameron in the Star Wars trilogy, the new Star Wars trilogy, and I love him, and he's amazing. And he's also Apocalypse and X-Men Apocalypse.
Until they messed with his voice.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate it. It was fine. I think it was actually scarier before they Christopher Nolan his voice.
Speaking of Marvel movies,
what?
Tom Hiddleston.
What a segue.
Said he's Loki, and he said that according to a rumor that he said or something.
No, he said
you can
this.
Speak it.
He said
you can speak the news.
You put me on the spot. Wow. All right, so
Spotlight.
So that was an alright movie.
An alright movie.
It was pretty good.
I need to finish it.
What's his name? Tom Hiddleston. There's so many Toms in the MCU. There's too many.
Tom Sawyer.
Chris's.
Tom Sawyer is now an MCU character.
What?
I wish.
So stop. You're confusing me. Stop it. Stop. All right. So Tom Hiddleston said that after Thor Ragnarok, this is going to be his last outing as Loki. It's his last time around, because after this, he kind of just wants to sit back and watch it all kind of...
Watch all hell break loose.
Exactly. Yep.
As the entire Marvel Universe is doing.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, hey, guys, we have this one good villain.
Ant-Man 3.
Oh, my God. Ant-Man and Wasp.
Ooh.
That is a movie that is happening. I'm excited. I liked Ant-Man. It was a fun romp.
First half hour, I was like, what am I...
It's Iron Man, but mini.
Then, yeah, it is Iron Man. It's the exact same... That's why I'm not... This established Marvel formula that they have, which I'm like, thank you, the Russo brothers. They're
just like, hey, formula?
Like, we're just gonna...
Nope.
We're just gonna do whatever we want to do, but these other directors, though, just following the formula, it's becoming Iron Man over and over. Oh, alright, hey... I'm just gonna be Iron Man over and over, and we're just gonna get progressively smaller with our characters until we get to Shrinky Land.
Shrinky Land. I wish that was a thing.
All I get was this T-shirt.
All the Weekly Planet references. Just real quick, a big shout out to James and Nick and Mason.
All three of them.
All of the Weekly Planet, because they really did inspire this podcast, and we're going to be those kind of people who are like, hey, check it out on Twitter. We don't have artwork. We don't have anything.
Yep.
But you inspired us to not have anything.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yes. The next one, speaking of things that James hates.
What?
Alien!
Oh boy. Alien, the prequel sequel. What are they calling it now?
Alien Paradise?
Lost Paradise? Lost Paradise?
Something like that.
The Island, starring Michael Caine.
So, Fox, being the wonderful company that they are, has announced Alien Day. April 26th, which is after LV-426, the planet that the aliens are from.
Ugh.
The day will have nationwide screenings of Alien, the release of never-before-seen products.
What?
And the start of the Alien Ultimate Trivia Challenge, which allows fans to win prizes every 42.6 minutes on Twitter.
They get a free pass to the Prometheus School of running away from things.
Reebok is releasing an Alien Stomper that Ellen Ripley wore that Ellen Ripley wore.
Now, this is one of the worst ideas I've ever heard.
Mid-tops and the mid-top shoes that worn by Lance Henriksen as the android bishop. I don't know what movie that's from.
What crowd of fans inspired this to happen?
There will be toys.
What? I have never met any...
And a Dark Horse comic original cover for it.
What?
There's also a new novel called Alien Invasion by Titan Books.
Who is this diehard of an Alien fan? I've never met one diehard Alien fan that would go to this length, especially after Prometheus, to make this happen.
And then there's an audiobook called Alien Out of the Shadows.
What?
It's a drama exclusively on Audible. We are not sponsored by Audible. We want to be sponsored by Audible. Audible,
That'd be
if you're
pretty
hearing
cool.
this.
That'd be pretty cool. Hey, Audible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that book that we just said was stupid? It's not. Sponsor us, please.
I'm not stupid.
We noticed that fans of the Alien films were starting to rally around the calendar date of April 26th.
What? They're starting to...
This is the president of 20th Century Fox Consumer Products.
Wait, what?
Quite simply, it gave us the idea to do something special on this day to mark the occasion alongside fans and to build excitement online, in stores, and, once again, in theaters. So they're talking about the excitement that was there until Alien 3.
Oh, boy. Alien 3, the best green screen. So, like, what I'm hearing here is that they're doing a Star Wars celebration for Alien, where instead of people showing up in Jedi robes and lightsabers, they'll be showing up in mech suits.
Mech suits, and they'll be walking around as, black aliens.
Oh wow.
Phrasing, I
guess.
Wow. We could speed this up a little bit, because news takes a long time. It's about 15 minutes of news, probably. The Tick has gotten rebooted on Amazon.
The Tick.
And according to a report, again from IGN, we just did this all real quickly. It'll do something really different. It was...
Like what?
If you didn't know about The Tick...
They're gonna make the
dark Tick.
Gritty Tick.
If you didn't know about The Tick, it was a live-action version in 2001. It had 9 episodes.
And then they cancel it because it's The Tick.
It had about 4 million views, but Fox was like, no, this is terrible.
Because it was.
And the creator, the executive producer, said, the network's too stupid, they don't get it. Not really, he just said, I said at the time the network didn't necessarily get it. Fox is just really stupid.
Fox is real dumb.
Hey, Fox, you can sponsor us? You know the thing we said about you being stupid? You're still stupid, but we'd still like a sponsor.
You're real dumb.
He said, I don't know
All
exactly
of the
what we
X-Men
are...
films.
He goes, about the reboot and the original series, I don't know what we're doing exactly. I don't know what we were... I don't know that we were doing exactly the version... That version right. He said, it's about superheroes and fun, and it was parody, but the new Tick will be darker and more grounded, with a real story and a real hero's myth. It's going to be on Amazon.
It's going to be real... We're going to take the Tick and down into the mud and...
the Guardians of the Galaxy actor Peter Serafinowicz is taking over for Patrick Warburton.
Wow.
Patrick Warburton's actually signed on as an executive producer.
What? I'm the Tick. There's so much pain. Maybe I'm the Tick. No, he's not Christian. He's not Christian Bale. It's not Christian Bale the Tick.
What if he is?
No, what?
If you didn't know, that was a live-action version, and there was an animated version that had, like, 4 seasons?
Yes. The animated version was actually kind of hilarious.
Never seen it. I think it's on Netflix still, and I'll watch that.
It is on Netflix. And if it's not on Netflix, I'll get on that.
Yes. Talk to Mr. Netflix.
Don't you? You said it. You said.
I did.
He called him Mr. Netflix.
That's his name.
His name is Reed Hastings.
His name is Mr. Netflix.
Oh, my brother's texted me.
Yes, he did.
Did you take Battlefront?
He did.
Yes,
take
I did.
Battlefront.
I did take Battlefront, and I have Battlefront, and there's no way you can get it. Sorry.
I've taken it from you. You're not getting it back. And the next thing, the final thing, DC Rebirth was just detailed. It is a not reboot of the DC universe.
This is why I love DC.
Where basically DC always screws up continuity, and so their excuse is it's not a reboot, but we're starting everything over.
But it's a reboot.
Some things were detailed. Nightwing is alive again.
Nice. Bruce Wayne is back.
Bruce Wayne is back as Batman because they can't let Jim Gordon be all Blue Beetle Batman.
They just launched.
That's what that costume reminded me.
He does look like Blue Beetle, but Blue Beetle with missiles.
Just a pissed off old Blue Beetle.
Yep. What else is Rebirth?
Joker.
The Flash.
So this is something I want to talk to you about.
I really
the Joker is
hate
getting
this.
a definitive name.
It ruins the Joker because even in Killing Joke, when they give him a definitive origin,
I'd rather have an origin that's multiple choice.
You still don't know if that's his definitive origin because he's like, if I think about my past, what he says is, if I'm going to take a history test, I prefer it to be multiple choice. So you're like, is this his origin? Is it not? I don't know.
Yeah, and that's always been the good Mystique. And in Justice League Dark Side Wars, God's New Gods, whatever, Batman became the god of knowledge, and after Shatter, he's like, who killed my parents? Joe Chill. Great. Now who's the Joker? And he's the only one who heard it, and that's why it's not really a reboot, because it's like, hey, it's still the same.
It's still the same continuity,
but Batman's back.
Yeah,
and there's probably not going to be given an explanation. It's just going to be alive again.
I hope there's no explanation. I hope he's just
shows up
back. Yeah.
Him and Jim Gordon just start fighting. It's like, wait, I thought you were dead.
It's like, what do you mean?
No,
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. They just have this big fight about it. I do have Batman Eternal upstairs, and I've been reading it. It's good.
Good stuff.
They don't tell you, if you're new to the thing like me, that Nightwing is dead.
Yep.
So he kind of just mentions it. He's like, once we lost the dick, but I've never been the same.
Once I had a son.
You're not my son.
Alright, cool.
Okay, we're back.
He stopped the recording. You idiot.
Mike
stopped the recording.
Okay, here's what happens. There's just going to be an abrupt stop. And
they already know that. They've gotten
to that point. If you're still here at this point, nice job, by the way. What happened was my computer was starting to go to sleep, and the closest thing to me was the space bar, and I hit it, and it stopped the recording, and I don't know how to fix that with Audacity yet. So,
what an idiot.
It worked because it was right at the end of a section, kind of.
Not really. Let's talk. I was being all Batman. What?
Is there anything else you want to talk about with Rebirth?
With Rebirth?
Yeah.
Flash villain, Godspeed.
Oh.
Don't know anything about him.
It's like Godspell, but it's not.
Godspell. I did that once.
It's like
I'd do that again.
So I'm assuming he has the power of Jesus, and he runs around, and he's like a Jehovah's Witness.
We can only hope. You know what? I'll look him up real.
He's a Jehovah's Witness.
What? Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna ignore my brother now for the rest of this time. I did take Battlefront. He asks me why. I say, shh. And he texts back, he. So, there you go. That's...
Okay.
This is,
So, I assume he's like a Mormon in his spare time.
Of course.
And he runs around to people's doors, and he kind of just rings the doorbell.
Yep. All this... Alright, so...
What do we know?
What do we know about this? Costumes and characters galore.
Oh dear.
Because WonderCon's a thing that's going on right now.
He's like a Zoom.
Striking resemblance to Zoom, and is described as a killer.
It'll be written by Joshua Williamson and art by Carmine Di Gianamindi
and Neil Googe. Good job. I saved you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Speed Force's storm shows up over Central City.
Wait,
and
how
there's
does
dozens
Speed
of new-
Force become a storm?
Like the lightning bolt. that
Yeah,
hit
but like
Barry and
that
Wally.
makes sense because it's like energy. A storm is just like
And
Speed
there are
Force is in the wind.
There are dozens of new speedsters. Barry Allen has to train them. One in particular becomes a killer called Godspeed. Flash featured new 52 crossover of Wally West in the same type of Kid Flash costume.
Then something about Ezra
and then
Miller.
something about Ezra Miller.
Okay.
That was a cameo. That was a... Spoilers, by the way. Again, for Batman
vs Superman. We're gonna get to that in like a quick bit.
Not really.
We'll get to it. Possibly.
Alright.
Wait,
though,
just
let's talk about the other things that happened.
yeah. Wait,
Batman and Superman.
We can.
All things
but
cinema.
I'm trying to get. Marvel is also doing a relaunch again after Civil War 2.
Oh, he's on my favorite website, IGN.
I'm on IGN, my least favorite website.
The worst website.
They're good
on
with
the
news.
internet.
They're terrible with everything else.
The worst website on the internet.
So there is
Shut down
Mass Effect
to all
Andromeda.
go see Star Wars.
There was Mass Effect Andromeda news, but I don't care.
What else happened?
Tick reboot. Some
Tick reboot.
16-year-old some 16-year-old hacked into Steam and put a game called Watch Paint Dry the game on
That's
there.
amazing. What was it? I just was talking about it before we started.
I know. And I can't remember now.
Power Rangers.
No, Voltron.
No, Voltron, that was it. Voltron was the thing that happened this weekend. Did anyone care? Not really. No. It looks pretty good, though. I saw...
Not Jeff Johns. Somebody, I forget who,
Not Jeff Johns.
is writing, because Jeff Johns is not right.
Jeff Johns writes.
Does he?
Yeah, he
I thought
writes a
was
lot.
just the CEO. Okay.
No, he writes a lot.
He's writing, someone's writing All-Star Batman.
Yes.
Which is like their take on All-Star Superman, but for Batman. Oh, Jeff Johns and Jason Fabok are leaving Justice League after the May issue of 50.
Oh, no, that's real sad. I didn't hear about that.
And it'll be rewritten. It'll be 51 will be written by Dan Jurgens and drawn by Paul Pelliter. Lex Luthor dons a Superman-colored suit of armor for the first time.
Wait, what? It's Scott Snyder is doing All-Star Batman.
Okay, Scott Snyder,
yeah.
yes.
Scott Snyder is
There
doing
is also Superman Rebirth is a thing.
Alright, I'm looking at a headline right now. Hold on. It says Frank Miller gave us the best Batman and the worst.
The worst what? Just the worst Batman.
And the worst Batman. You know what? That was Frank Miller's goal, though, I feel. That's just before he went insane.
So it's interesting. The comics are taking the surname of Rebirth.
Okay.
So Superman Rebirth is also launching. #1 is also launching alongside Superman #1. It'll focus on a pre-New 52 version that is in Superman, Lois, and Clark.
Okay.
That one.
I thought for just a second you were gonna say pre-Crisis Superman, and I was like, bring him back, bring him back, throwing planets all over the place like ping pong balls.
Batman #1 has 2 new people, and they look like really bad versions of. Have you seen this cover?
What are they? Yes, I did.
It's Batman #1, and they want to take down Batman because nobody has stopped the Cape Crusader.
Because that's just
not
what
the Joker,
what they
not
always want to do.
Two-Face, not even the entire Justice League. But how does Batman confront a new hero who wants to save the city from the Dark Knight?
He's Batman. What? What kind of a question is that?
Wonder Woman 1, she's on Earth, and she wants to do things, but that's not an Earth that I've ever seen.
Alright. But did you
there's another Teen Titans Earth 1.
Okay.
Volume 2 coming out.
Alright.
With a really tiny version of these people. They look really, really, really tiny. Wacky Raceland.
What?
Have you not?
Wait, what?
So
What's that?
it's Scooby-Doo.
Oh boy. Oh. With
I don't think it's Scooby-Doo, but it looks like it. So it's Leonard Manco made this cover,
that weird,
and it looks like Mad Max.
Like that Scooby-Doo Batman crossover.
It's
Remember
Mad
that?
Max.
Did you ever see that? The Scooby-Doo Batman crossover?
Scooby-Doo is getting a futuristic alien comic.
Oh, we're gonna make Scooby-Doo edgy and relevant.
Wacky Raceland is a gritty Mad Max-inspired reboot of Hanna-Barbera's Wacky Races franchise. The dog is Muttley. I think that was a TV show for a little while, Wacky Races.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo meets Batman. Did you never saw this episode? Oh,
Possibly,
wow.
I might have.
There was this episode. There was the one where John Cena,
Oh,
where he stops the
dear.
boulder.
Yes, actually, wait, I have seen that.
Yes, yep. Where he meets it's the Adam West.
Yeah, it's
Batman,
the Adam West Batman.
but it's animated.
Real quick, final thing of news. Shadow of Mordor 2 is supposedly coming.
Yeah.
So-
I thoroughly enjoyed Shadow of Mordor. Obviously the end doesn't make any sense, but it's not canon anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I had a lot of fun with Shadow of Mordor. It took me around 20 minutes to get into it, but once it gets going, it's actually kind of fun. And once you unlock the different Wraith abilities and stuff, and you can take down people silently,
Time Wraith.
It's a lot of fun. What? Time Wraith? It's
What? What are you doing?
all right.
Let's know more of that.
All right. No more. I'm throwing my phone across the room. Just. I hope they heard that. I hope my phone hit a trash bag.
It did hit a trash bag
presumably filled with goodies.
Filled with Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon cards, and
Batman the movie
cards, which we'll get to in a second.
Batman 89 trading cards.
Yeah, they found out because somebody went on the acting page of one of the stunt acting page of one of the people and was like, Shadow Mordor 2. So apparently that's a thing that's coming.
All right.
Probably.
Cool. Sounds good.
So yeah, we're gonna go to the next topic now. The actual topic.
I really do enjoy. I really do. Hold on. I really do
Go ahead.
enjoy the combat in Shadow of Mordor. They adopt the Rocksteady Batman Arkham combat free flow style because it's Warner Brothers games, and that's just it's. I don't understand CJ how he says I'm calling him out for it. By the way, I'm calling you out for this.
He'll be here in a little bit.
I'm calling you out. He'll be here in a little while.
Yeah, he'll be in a few hours.
Oh, there's. I don't understand how he doesn't like the free flow combat. I'm like, what do you prefer, the Assassin's Creed nonsense? Where
They just spam square.
Yeah. Now you're not very good at the Arkham combat.
I'm getting there. I haven't played Asylum in a while.
All you have to do is button mash.
But I don't, because I want to get it precise.
All you have to do is you just button mash, and you are precise. You're Batman.
That's okay.
All right.
So
that's the last thing I had to say.
Okay,
on that.
topic 1 for this is we are doing something that is normally going to be after the topics, but we decided in lieu of Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice, we're gonna bring it here. It's a topic called Something Old, Something New. And we're gonna do it real quick.
I didn't come up with the name. I just came up with the topic.
Yeah.
Don't blame me for the name.
The name will stick. It'll always be here. And we are talking about the old, meaning anything before this one, Batman and Superman movies.
Oh.
So real quick, before we get into these that are sitting here.
Before we get into
we're gonna talk about these real quick.
Toad.
These, if you can see in the video, and because there will be video to this on the channel, it'll be like a montage of what we talk about, are Batman 89 trading cards. And I don't know, I just found these the other day while I was cleaning out my basement. My man cave.
Regular room.
And I just want to read some of these. One is a picture of Jack Nicholson's Joker going, "Hi, honey," and on the back it says, "The beautiful Alicia Hunt," in italics. With an armload of dress bags, enters her apartment and is startled by a voice from behind.
It's
"Honey,
Jack Nicholson."
Honey, she turns around, her eyes widen, she shrieks. Casually, sitting casually in an easy chair. Is there hard chairs?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What's an easy chair?
Like this.
This is
yes. What we're sitting on is considered an easy chair.
I didn't know that there's this classification of chairs.
Yeah. It's like relative hardness of like
is it
sitting
like
on.
Preferred by buttocks?
Yes, it's not like hard like how hard it is to sit on it, like the skill needed. It's like how like this. Like
okay,
that. That's a hard substance.
That's a wood.
The microphone's on a little wood thing. So that would be considered a hard substance. Whether like a couch would be an easy, because it's easy to sit on.
I have never heard of this classification before. That's true.
In the middle of the woods.
That'll be bleeped. Cut out, especially. I just live in the middle of the woods. That's. She's sitting.
You definitely won't edit that out.
I probably won't. I refuse. Sitting casually in an easy chair is the Joker in italics.
It's Jack Nicholson.
He's wearing a smoking jacket and slippers, reading the paper, and there's a dry martini at his side.
Several layers of face paint.
You won't believe what happened to me today.
What?
And then it says in the back, continued on card 46, the new crime boss. There's 132 cards of these.
Are you looking for
I have
Cloud
a
40? Are you
handful.
actually looking for Cloud 46?
No, I should though.
You shouldn't.
109.
Go against the system.
119.
Don't do it.
45.
Oh.
Wait.
45.
I have
44.
Oh, I have 44 to 45. Where it's not telling you the entire movie, it's just giving you snippets.
Oh, my favorite.
So speaking
Just
of,
yawned a little.
so Vicky Imperiled. Vicky
Imperiled.
Imperiled.
Wow.
Batman striding into view. I'm gonna kill you.
Because that Batman's a serial killer.
Actually, okay, a really good Joker quote here is they put it on the back of the card. Pardon me, have you ever danced with the devil in the pale of the moonlight?
Oh, what does that mean? I don't know.
It means everything.
It's just something I say to all of my prey. Or does he say victims or does he say prey?
I don't even know. I'm
pretty sure he says prey.
I refuse
I'm not looking
to watch
it up.
this movie again.
But it's on Netflix.
I know it's on Netflix.
It's a quality movie because Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson are essentially playing themselves. Just two nutcases. Just a serial killer and Jack Nicholson.
Next, so we're gonna talk about this movie just real quick then. How do you like Batman '89?
I enjoy Batman '89. I really do, and I feel that Ben Affleck is getting unfair criticism for killing people.
So yeah, because Michael Keaton.
This was the first live-action Batman, and this guy is a serial killer.
Oh yeah, just
like he
walks around
straight
murdering
up
everyone.
Puts a bomb on a man. Like,
is it this movie or
no,
Returns
sorry, that's
when
Returns.
he lights?
Returns is when he lights the guy on fire.
Fire. Okay.
Yeah. Returns.
He also puts a bomb on a guy.
He
lights the TNT on a guy in Returns.
This guy's a straight up. He fires missiles at the Joker.
This real quick will be then Batman '89 and Batman Returns. Yeah. We just talk about those real quick.
He knocks that guy down the well at the last, in which is only I presume to be Tim Burton's summer home at the end there, where it's like the Gothic castle, right? He just like that has like the old-fashioned bell tower, and he just knocks the guy like hundreds and hundreds of stories down. That's even before he throws the Joker off, because being like if he was comic book Batman, he would know that gargoyle cannot support the weight of a man. But he just ties him to this gargoyle by his foot anyway, and just lets him fall. Even Dark Knight Batman in Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight, who is the worst Batman, because he's tripping over himself and getting stabbed by accident. He doesn't let the Joker fall to his death. This guy does. That, and also one of the reasons this is my favorite Batman movie, getting a little off track because it's just one little scene.
Which one is this?
We strive to get off track, but
dear.
The scene where Joker comes to get Vicky Vale and she just happens to be at Bruce Wayne's manor, and he confronts Bruce not knowing that he's Batman, where he knocks the vase off the shelf, where he grabs the little thing for the fire, whatever it is, that you use to stroke the fire, and he just smashes a vase, and he's like, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts!" And you're like, "What? What is happening? What is this? You're just a man."
A Batman.
Yeah. The scene where he's having a party at his house, and he sneaks away into his Batcave so that he can, rather than watch the people in the party, he watches the party
on
through
a TV,
the security cameras in the Batcave, rather than watch the guy actually there in his house.
Yeah, I remember this. Also, okay, then let's go on to Batman Returns, the other Tim Burton movie.
Great movie. So
lots of cat references.
Lots of really sexual innuendos in this movie. Like, it's just, when I watched it when I was little, I was actually kind of scared of Danny DeVito's the Penguin.
I was terrified of Danny DeVito's Penguin when he bit the guy's nose.
He bites a man's nose. Yeah, he bites a man's nose off. He has the whole scream like, "I am not a person.
I am an animal."
It has all those terrifying flashbacks to his childhood. Childhood is always scary.
Just growing up in general.
Around in the sewers, kidnapping children. It has
Floating,
that weird little...
The yellow ducky.
The little yellow duck.
It's not little. The thing's pretty big.
It's a big yellow duck.
That's a really big yellow duck.
I
don't know how he gets that around. I don't know how he got it. I don't know how he knows what a yellow duck is.
I want one.
How does he speak English?
Who knows?
The penguins kind of told him. They're like, and it's like,
And he's like, I understand. Penguins.
33 years later, Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito.
That's about
like,
55
like,
in Danny DeVito years.
Danny DeVito doesn't age.
Danny DeVito.
Did you see Danny DeVito's audition to be BB-8 in Force Awakens?
I did not.
So I think it was SNL. They did parodies of auditions.
Okay.
And Danny DeVito walks in, says he's here. He goes, "I'm here to audition for the role of BB-8." Cues the music, rips open his shirt to reveal he's wearing a BB-8 T-shirt on underneath, and like gets down in like the fetal position and starts to roll
That's
around
amazing.
on the floor.
Actually, wait. Danny DeVito and George Clooney do a coffee commercial together,
I saw.
and it's Batman
saw
meets the Penguin, and they
Yep.
make no references about it.
And it's really sad. I saw that, and I was very sad that they didn't make any references.
Yeah, I was very sad about that.
Although it was, I guess it was Michael Keaton's Batman, so like he
Yeah, but they
wouldn't
still
recognize
could've.
George Clooney Batman.
It's continuity.
Yeah, but
Continuity.
is it
They're the
really
same Batman.
Is it really the same Batman?
Yes.
Is it really? You're talking about a psychopath and George Clooney in a rubber bat suit. All right.
Hey, I don't know. He just walks around going, "Hey, Freeze, I'm Batman."
Yeah, we're not at that movie yet.
Oh no, not yet.
Oh,
the
we'll
next
get there.
we
Batman
can-
Returns, though. It's just. I just want to talk about the sexual innuendos in this
So
film.
many.
Some of them are not even subtle, like the time that Catwoman straight up fondles his balls through the rubber suit, through the bat suit,
I don't think
while they're making out.
I don't think Michael Keaton cared.
I don't even think he knew.
I don't
think
no,
he
no,
could actually
I think he
feel...
felt it. I think
No.
he felt it, but Michael Keaton was like, "This is
That
Michelle Pfeiffer."
That rubber suit is an inch thick. I don't think he knew.
He just goes, "This is Michelle Pfeiffer. Why am I not? Why am I not? Why would I stop this?"
There's the time when Penguin walks down the stairs and Catwoman is on his bed.
And he goes, "Guess the pussy I've been looking for."
Oh, wow. And I didn't understand that when I was little, but I watched it again when I was 13, and I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You're in a skin-tight cat suit, and he just said that, and you fell out of a several-story building and landed on your head. How are you not dead?
Cats.
Again,
The power of cats.
The power of cats brought you back to
Christopher
life.
Walken is in it as
Christopher Walken.
Shrek.
What?
That's his name.
What? Okay. What? I've seen this movie several times, and I've never caught this. Christopher Walken as Shrek?
That's his name. His
Hold
name
on.
is Shrek. I can't remember his last name.
What?
What is Shrek? And he walks around. He has comically white hair in this city that looks like a fucked up Whoville.
That is Gotham.
Gotham's not New York. It's Whoville, damn it.
Alright, no, Gotham's never... Metropolis is New York. Gotham is like Newark or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's weird.
Or Oakland, I guess, if you're using the new Snyderverse.
No, that makes no sense then, because how is that right across the bay from Metropolis?
Because Metropolis in the Snyderverse is San Francisco.
Is it?
Yeah, they're doing...
That's
it's
dumb.
like San Francisco and Oakland across the bay from each
That's
other.
dumb.
The high society and the slums.
Screw you, Oakland.
Yeah, Oakland is the slums. Of course. Knowing my wide knowledge of Oakland as a city.
Oakland as a city. You know, you have the Raiders, you got the A's, the Athletics.
Yep.
That's about all I know about
The
Oakland.
A's and the Athletics, they're
the
different
same
thing.
thing.
They're the same thing.
They are the
Yeah.
same thing. I was just
You just listed them
I
twice.
was
The
clarifying.
A's, clarifying, you said the A's and the Athletics.
That's how much Brad Pitt's Moneyball made me care about the A's.
Wow.
Let's name
Good
them
to know.
twice.
All right. Do you want to keep going with Batman, or you do?
We're gonna
go to
we're gonna
Superman?
do all the Batmans real quick.
Batman's first. Okay.
Batman Forever. We can just
Oh.
spend a little bit of time on this. Batman
Wow.
Forever. Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey as himself.
Jim Carrey played the Riddler. Apparently,
He did.
this
He
was
did
Val
play-
Kilmer, right?
Yeah, this was the Val Kilmer one, which my favorite moment from the entire series is in this, where at the circus, where
Yeah, he stands up.
where Two-Face,
Tommy Lee Jones is
Tommy Lee
Two-Face.
Jones' Two-Face comes in and demands ransom over the Grayson
Yeah.
family
that's how it
unless
went.
Batman turns himself into him. Because that's how it works. That's how it works.
That's
every
how ransom
time.
works. That's how
Yep.
Grayson's
He's
came
like,
to
hey,
be.
Batman, come get me, or I'm gonna do some bad things as Two-Face.
Ooh.
So
Two-Face.
rather than become Batman straight off the bat,
He screams at
that
him to
pun
the
was
crowd.
not intended.
Puns!
No.
Yes!
For the record, I hate puns.
For the record,
All right.
we're gonna make as many as we can.
No, we're not. I put my foot down. Damn it. All right. So, What was I gonna say? All right,
He
so he
stands
stands
there?
up in the middle of. Meanwhile, he's on a date with Vicky Vale.
Vicky Vale.
So she's right there.
back.
She's right. Yeah,
She's also back
She's back.
after-
She's back.
The mach-
She's right there. She's a reporter, right? He stands up in the crowd of all of these people. Now, it is loud. He screams, Harvey, I'm Batman. He screams this.
With
Now,
everyone around him.
it's
You know,
lo-
okay.
It's loud. But as
Some people would hear this.
Someone would have heard this. And as soon as he realizes that Tommy Lee Jones doesn't
Can't
hear
hear
him,
him.
he decides, well, screw it, I'll just become Batman now. And you're like, well, why didn't you do that in the first place?
Just real quick, because we're on the topic of circuses, Batman Returns, the Penguin hired circus clowns to tamper, not only to be his henchmen, to tamper with the Batmobile.
Yep. Yeah. Should we do a
And
thing
I don't know
where, like,
how they got the blueprints. I don't know how
should
they
we
got
do a
anything.
thing? Should we go back and just do a thing real quick where you're
Real
like,
quack.
real quack, where you're like, what do you think the story was about for each movie? I think we should.
Can, you know, we can do.
So Batman,
ahead.
the story about
Batman 99.
serial killer taking on arch nemesis Jack Nicholson. That's the whole story. That's the whole story.
The story of Batman
Batman
Returns
Returns.
is Danny DeVito gets pissed because nobody thinks he's an actual person for how short he
because
is.
he's not. Because he's as he screams,
Yeah,
he's an animal. Right? Yeah, it's just a little. It's just
Okay.
all right.
Lakewood.
Lakewood. Sorry. And then
Also cut out.
he gets then he gets drowned into the sewer by all of his little penguin
all his little
all his
penguin
little
friends.
penguin minions.
Hey, I'm gonna do this thing. Oh, but that's not my plan.
Because he was,
you know
he
what?
was running for mayor, and then just Batman happened, and then
Yeah, Shrek was like, "Hey, you're gonna be mayor now." And
yeah,
it's like,
that was the one where Michael Keaton lit the guy on fire.
yes.
Yep, for no reason.
And he also this guy at TNT.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so Batman took up like a match.
Yep.
And he lit the TNT, and then he looked at him, smiled, and then kicked him to a grate,
Oh, my
like into the
favorite.
sewer.
Yeah, and then just
And then
see
he blew
him
up.
explode.
You see him blow up.
Even Adam West didn't kill a guy like with the bomb like that.
Oh, Adam
And
West.
Adam West, you see him running around. He won't even kill those ducks with that bomb. He's just running around. He sees nuns, children, ducks, and he's like, "Where do I put the bomb? I can't throw it at the nuns. I can't throw it at the ducks." Michael Keaton just puts the bomb right on the guy.
Yeah.
Just where do I put this TNT?
Right
on,
on
this
the
man's
guy.
stomach.
Right on this man. Batman Forever. The story is Jim Carrey wanted to make TV.
Yep.
And teamed up.
So he teams
That's
up
all
with
it is.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Teamed up with Tommy Lee Jones, the most enthusiastic
Well, he's got
actor in
that-
Hollywood.
He's got that sweet living room that's
Why
split
won't
right down
you
the middle.
die?
Where he's split down the middle. Oh, also Robin is in this.
Yes, this is
Right.
the first appearance of
Chris
Robin.
O'Donnell as a Robin, a grown man.
Eddie
who
Murphy
Bruce
originally
adopts.
was supposed to play Robin.
What?
Did you not? I believe
Also,
this
you know
is
what?
right.
To use, we haven't gotten to Dark Knight yet, but to use the Harvey Dent quote from Dark Knight, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see your role recast in the sequel. That's directed at Harvey Dent, who was played by Billy D. Williams in Batman, and then recast in the same continuity to be played by Tommy Lee Jones in Batman Forever. Love it. You either die a hero. This is a thing that I found earlier. I can't remember who said it, but they were like, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself be recast in the sequel.
Okay, first, just real quick here.
All right.
I found this thing called 10 Batman films that almost happened.
Oh, boy.
Bill Murray was supposed to be Batman.
Can we cover this later? Because
Who is this?
I got a lot to say.
Oh dear.
Got a lot to say
David
about these movies.
Bowie was supposed to be the Joker?
What? Yeah, no, he always wanted to play the Joker. Yeah. He would have made a great Joker, too.
He would have been a really good Joker. Okay, here's what I was talking about.
Tim Burton's Batman Forever. Okay.
I believe this is where it was. Joe Schumacher wound up.
Oh,
Okay.
Schumacher.
Okay. Burton planned to use the Riddler as the antagonist. There was saw no place for Two-Face. Well, Robin was going to be a street-smart black kid, influenced by Jason Todd and Dick Grayson. It was
Okay.
supposed to be, Marlon Williams. I
All
forgot
right.
about
All
Marlon
right.
Wayans.
Yeah, Marlon Williams.
Marlon
Wayans. Yeah.
Was supposed to be Robin. And apparently, Billy D. Williams, was supposed to be Harvey Dent.
Okay.
And Robin Williams was supposed to be the Riddler in this movie.
All right.
instead of Jim Carrey.
Okay, then. That's... Huh.
And Marlon Wayans was also considered for the original 1989 Batman as Robin.
Huh.
Yeah.
That was a thing. All right, cool. So that sounds a lot better than the thing that we got.
So
which was
Batman Forever.
just the worst. Even though he doesn't kill as many people.
In Batman
but
Forever?
He definitely murders some people.
Oh, there's that thing where
He has the...
just the Riddler throws himself out of a window,
Oh,
but it
yeah.
wasn't him.
Yeah, it wasn't
was
him. He ties up the guy and he throws him out the window to fake his death. Yep.
But it was him. You saw him, but it
Yes.
wasn't him.
It was, it wasn't him. That was all to fake his death because he wants to do his weird mind control TV thing, and
because guess what?
Wayne Enterprise wouldn't let him.
Eat your heart out,
Because
Ray
that's
Bradbury.
a terrible thing.
Eat your heart out, Ray Bradbury. The Riddler's gonna tell everyone why TV's bad for you.
Because it is. I love TV though. Love it. It's one of the best.
Okay. The
Alright.
next thing, Batman and Robin.
Oh.
We don't need to spend a lot of
First
time
of all,
on this.
We didn't even get to the point where he just.
go ahead.
There's just the thing where I just wanted to demonstrate comic book Batman. Yeah, there's the scenario in, I think it's Batman Forever, where the Two Faces guys fire the rocket at the Batmobile,
Yeah.
and there's the Two Faces men behind him chasing him, and he gets out of the way, knowing what that rocket's going to do, and just lets him kill those guys.
Explode as all
that
rockets
death
do.
is on him.
Yeah.
He kills those people because comic book Batman would sacrifice the Batmobile, knowing he's probably got another one being built.
All
we
the
know
time.
he does because Batman and Robin, he's got the one
my
with
God.
the disco in the hood.
Oh God.
Because someone told him, "Hey Batman, I
Neon.
like your car, but what if you put a disco ball in the hood?" That death is on him. He kills Two-Face.
Yeah.
Does he kill Riddler? I don't remember.
Riddler kills himself with
Riddler
his mind
kills
thing.
himself.
He melts his
Right,
mind.
Right. All right, let's move on now.
Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin.
Schumacher.
The Iceman cometh. First of all,
dinosaurs?
all right. The Ice Age. These are the only puns that I stand in life. Hulk Hogan was originally
Yes, he
considered
was
to play
Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze. Oh yeah, that almost happened. Hulk Hogan.
So-
So glad it was Arnold though.
Oh God. If you didn't know, which you probably do because you're
Franchise
listening
killer.
to this, Batman and Robin is the reason the
Uh.
rest of the Batman movies until Batman Begins did not happen.
Oh yeah, there was so many planned.
There
No,
was
it's-
Batman Unchained. There was sequels to
Yeah.
Batman and Robin.
Batman Unchained was supposed to have Scarecrow and Harley Quinn
Yes.
as the main villains, which would have been cool. And they were gonna have Harley Quinn be Jack
Joker's
Nicholson's
daughter.
daughter's.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson Joker's daughter.
Yes.
Yeah, which would have
So
been cool.
it's interesting because on a fundamental level, the idea of Batman and Robin, the plot, sounds good.
No, it doesn't.
Actually, think about it. You have Mr. Freeze and Batman. Both of them have lost people. They're both dealing with it in two very different ways, and their ideals are crashing.
Yes, but then you also have Poison Ivy that
Okay,
teams up with Mr.
but
Freeze,
then that's
even though
no.
their goals are completely
Yes,
incompatible.
no, that makes no sense.
So, like,
Well, I mean,
it makes
the
no sense.
The original movie was
And
planned.
then you have Bane.
The original movie was planned with just Mr. Freeze.
Bane.
The original movie was just planned. God damn it.
I'm done.
The original movie was planned with just Mr. Freeze, not Poison Ivy. I
Or
believe.
Bane.
Or Bane.
Okay.
And somehow all three of them ended up, and it had the Spider-Man 3 thing of too many villain syndrome.
Yeah.
Even though it was before Spider-Man
even though
3?
it's worse than that because none of the villains even work into a coherent plot. Spider-Man it's just. Although I gotta say, over Amazing Spider-Man 2, it does have a definitive end.
Oh
I
my God.
guess unlike Spider-Man 2, where how does that fight with the Rhino end? We'll
never
know.
because
We'll never know.
he's at Marvel again.
Yep.
So everybody knows about Batman and Robin. Everybody
yeah.
really does know about Batman and Robin, so we're not going to talk at length about it.
Alicia Silverstone, how did you manage to lose your British accent? Is it normal we're on spring break right now, so I know this isn't normal, but is it normal for kids to continue wearing their school outfits outside of school while on spring break? No, it is not. So why are you doing that? Why are you so good at motorcycles?
The
Why do you make so many puns?
The artificial Alfred just lets her in the Batcave.
Yeah, Like,
no problems.
I foresaw that you were going to try and join Bruce, that you somehow figured out was Batman. Maybe it was because they act exactly the same. Maybe it was because you found the Bat credit card somewhere in the house.
Probably.
It was probably the Bat credit card.
Such
Although he never leaves the home. He never leaves the cave without it.
He pays with that in one scene?
Yeah, he never leaves the cave without it.
No.
When he's bidding on Poison and Ivy,
he
pulls
pays
out the
with
Bat
that.
credit card.
And it says Batman, and below it for the time, you know how like credit cards at the expiration date, it
Wayne
says
Engine.
Forever?
Yep.
And I'm like, oh my god.
The only thing that's good in that movie, which I do actually appreciate, is Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, it's given a good thing.
It is a good... Well, no, you didn't let me finish.
Go ahead.
I don't like Arkham Asylum in that movie.
It was given
because the
decent.
people that work there are kind of the worst, where they put Mr. Freeze in the
fridge.
The fridge, which is good in theory, but they didn't plug it in, so it's just... they're just walking him around in a box. And it's like that does nothing for no one. Right, so I was going to say the only thing that I do like is that if you look carefully in the background, you can see the Tommy Lee Jones Two-Face costume and the Riddler costume there in a storage closet in the background, which I thought was cool. A cool little Easter egg to Batman Forever. Other than that, how do you steal straight rockets like with an Atari controller? Why is Robin not dead at several thousand feet?
Because they skateboarded down it. They sledded down it.
How do you create like delicate objects like handcuffs with a solid beam across his chest of ice? How do you where he says things like, "We have to stop this rocket before it turns Gotham into a crater"? What? It's not a bomb. It's just a rocket.
It's just gonna land.
Maybe a few houses will be smashed, but beyond that, everyone's gonna be fine on the whole.
And so
I hate this movie so much.
There's a few canceled Batmans in between there. The Batman and Robin, not the Batman and Robin sequels.
Oh God.
Batman Unchained. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? What?
It's an ad for Rebirth. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually not bad.
We don't need to watch all of it.
I saw this pretty early. No.
Oh, she's blonde again. Great.
Yeah, Supergirl's blonde again, which I'm very
Tell
happy
Melissa
about.
Benoist.
I will. She's blonde already. Actually,
No,
she's
she's
not.
not.
She's not blonde.
brunette.
She's brunette, but she has blonde hair for the TV show.
No, she is
which
dirty
I
blonde
hate.
hair.
Which I hate.
It's dirty blonde.
Going on record saying I hate Supergirl. I don't
You-
care what
I
she's.
didn't-
I don't
I did
care
not
what.
see-
I don't care that anyone says it's good now. I don't care that they brought Martian Manhunter into it. I hate the show.
Bizarro?
Blue Heat Vision. Never in the 75 years, I'm going on a rant. Never in the 75 years of Superman lore has there been blue heat vision. Why would you do this?
We can save that when we get to Superman, because we'll be there. Why? Don't play the song.
It's happening.
Why?
Yep. Sorry.
Why?
I hate Batman and Robin about as much as I hate this happening to me.
By the way, I've gotten a Rickrolled about twice from him in the past,
2006
2 days.
called. It wants its punchline back. Still works.
Oh my god.
I had to break up my rant about Batman and Robin with this. Well, strangers to love.
Okay, we're gonna get sued.
Alright.
Okay, next is Batman Begins. We are gonna talk about the Nolan trilogy now.
You know what? The only thing that did come out of Batman and Robin was this. If Batman and Robin hadn't been what it is, Batman Begins, he's walking away. Batman Begins it would have never happened. They would have never chosen to go this route with this character to show that he is a respectable character and brought him into a real world. That said, they did make up some characters. Rachel Dawes is not a real person.
Can we watch this later?
Yeah,
MTV's Tankman Begins, a Batman Begins spoof.
What?
Yeah.
That's kind of awesome.
I have the Batman Begins
MTV
2-disc deluxe edition.
All right.
And what it comes with is, I didn't read this, a Batman Begins, actually it looks like a Batman 66.
Huh. Okay.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Comic.
Looks
like a prequel
it's like
comic.
the 70s kind of outfit. Oh, wait, no, I just saw Michael Keaton in there.
What?
Hold up.
Is that Michael?
Go back. I just saw the Michael Keaton suit. Yeah, where is... Keep going.
There's that. Catwoman. Weird Catwoman, by the way.
Classic 70s Catwoman in the purple suit.
That is Jim Gordon.
I definitely just saw the Michael Keaton costume. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Okay, and it says it's continued, and this is the old Batman pre-New 52, I believe.
V for Vendetta on the back.
Yeah, and V for Vendetta's on the back.
I love that movie.
Because the Wachowskis
I love that book,
directed it,
too.
apparently.
I love that book, too. It's a great book.
I need to read it. So, to Batman Begins, because of the failed Batman Unchained.
Unchained.
Batman Unchained.
Batman Unchained.
Batman Uncharted, he's Nathan Drake, he's going around the world.
Various Batman movies.
Like the Batman vs. Superman George Miller movie.
I'm actually kind of sad that this never happened. They were going to keep George Clooney in the role, so thank God that this didn't happen. But they were going to make a Batman Incorporated movie.
Oh, that would have been great.
Which would have been really cool.
For those of you who don't know, Batman Incorporated, Batman all around the world. There's a Batman for every country.
Batman's everywhere. So Batman Begins is the Christopher Nolan reboot where they take the character into a dark, real, gritty world.
Like the Tick.
Ra's al Ghul, they bring him into it. They show
played
him as
by the one and only Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson. Some people, did you hear the rumor that like there are some people that are convinced that Liam Neeson's character as Ra's al Ghul is the same? It's the same character that he plays in Taken.
That would be amazing.
It's like
he has like amnesia
after the events of Taken, right? No, because he says the line where he's like I wasn't always here in the mountains. Once I had a beautiful wife, my one love. She was taken from me. And you're like,
that'd be really funny, actually. I'd love that.
Yeah, I mean, it makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
Because they go into his whole history in Dark Knight Rises, which we'll get to later.
Batman Begins. It's a movie.
Great movie.
It's a good movie.
I really love it. Some people don't like it. I don't understand that. I really think it's, out of all three of them, I think it's the most Batman movie.
Because he had his normal voice?
Yeah. Well, when you say his normal voice...
Not dubbed over by Christopher Nolan in the end?
His I'm Batman, when he rips Falcone... I'm not saying Falcone. When he rips Falcone...
Gotham.
Through Gotham. When he rips Falcone through the roof, and it does the I'm Batman, that is my favorite I'm Batman.
Obviously, what about the one from 89?
Behind Kevin Conroy. You know, the 89 one is iconic, and I love it. It's great. It's a great, epic moment.
They reference it,
but
too. Who or what are you? And he goes, I'm Batman.
And he's like, what the hell are you? And he goes, I'm Batman.
Drops him.
It's a great moment. And it's a great moment for the franchise, for the fans. You know, you can see clips when I wasn't in the theaters when this happened, but you can see
clapped.
There was massive cheers at this line because he's back. After George Clooney, he's back.
Yeah. No, it's like, hey, he's here.
Yeah.
We're going to go through it quick.
Right.
Scarecrow. And
good.
Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
And I like...
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, I liked him.
He's great.
He did great. I liked him a lot in Inception.
Morgan Freeman.
I continued to refer to him as Scarecrow throughout watching Inception.
Yeah, so did I. Whenever my dad would get lost. My dad get lost a lot in that movie.
He did a great job. The villains were good. He had good motivations of, I'm just psycho.
Yeah, he was good. Morgan Freeman, the whole cast is solid.
Yeah.
It's a solid movie. The effects are good. You have King Joffrey in it. That kid, King Joffrey.
Dear God.
Yep. Christian Bale, of all of the people that you kill in this trilogy, why didn't you kill him?
Is there anything else you want to talk about Batman Begins?
Yeah. The fact that Affleck is being crucified for killing people.
So I was going to bring it up in Dark Knight.
All right.
But, because we're going to talk about this.
It's in this movie. It's in Batman Begins. Affleck is being crucified for killing a few people. And really, the only people that he really kills is in that dream sequence, so I don't count that. But he kills
the chase?
He smashes that car in the chase. And when he blows up that truck with the Batwing. And you're like, Batman doesn't kill, you can't, and you're like, well, Batman Begins, the camera just turned off.
That's okay.
Right.
It wasn't being used. I'll turn it on in a minute.
When he refuses to kill that murderer farmer, he,
in the mountains, right?
In the mountains, in Netaparbat, which I don't even know if they refer to it as Netaparbat.
I doubt they do.
But he says, he's like, I will not become an executioner, and I won't kill this person. And then, so instead of killing him, he decides to blow up the entire building, killing everyone inside, including that guy that he refused to kill.
Also, in The Dark Knight, he has it's Lucius Fox create a bomb, brings it to a Japanese corporation building, and then blows it up. Remotely, but he blows it up. So he killed anyone that is in that building
Uh-huh.
because he's like, hey, this
He
guy's
kills so many people in that trilogy.
no, Christian Bale kills so many people. Since we're now talking about The Dark Knight, Christian Bale actually I was listening to this in the Weekly Planet and it was really funny. No, it wasn't Weekly Planet. It was another podcast.
What a podcast.
It was another podcast. It was Game Over Greggy Show, and Christian Bale was quoted in saying, "I wish I had done my Batman better in The Dark Knight," because he said Heath Ledger's Joker just overshadowed me.
He did.
Oh my god!
You know what?
This is not a Batman. Like
when
I
people
love.
talk about now,
Yes,
I love
go ahead.
they did. There was a failed Dark Knight video game because they did the Batman Begins
Oh,
video
God.
game. That was a thing that
Not a
happened
good thing.
once, but they were going to do a Dark Knight video game and it failed because you really can't. There's not much for you to do as Batman in a Dark Knight video game, and that's why we have the Arkham series, which I love. They're great. They're fantastic games. They're really, really phenomenal games.
We'll talk about those another day.
Yeah, we'll talk about those some other day. But it's because if you were to have a Dark Knight video game, I would really prefer to play as Heath Ledger's Joker.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely, because he was so unpredictable, and he even went like, I wanted to focus more on the dark side of Batman and the evilness and that stuff that he faces and all that.
Yeah,
but I just couldn't do it because, don't quote me on this, but Heath Ledger just blew me out of the water. Like nobody was paying attention to me.
He did,
and he did, and I love it. Just the one quick thing that always bothers me if you're watching it, Batman Begins to Dark Knight. Rachel Dawes had a casting change.
Oh, because
because her mother died. The actress's mother died. And
Yeah.
was like, I can't be there for filming.
Yep.
So they put Maggie Gyllenhaal in.
And
They never talk about it. It's just
Yep.
like continuity. And they just never bring it up once. Like a subtle hint would have been like, I get it.
Yeah, I know. They never like, Rachel, what happened to your face? Where's your new face?
Are you looking up who played her?
Yeah, I can't. I know she's on the tip of my tongue. Katie Holmes, of course.
Katie Holmes.
So Katie Holmes, not only her mother died, but she didn't want to do it.
She didn't want to do it again
because she didn't feel that a sequel would get off the ground because sequels are really better than the originals.
Bad move.
Yo, yeah. Bad move.
This is the best superhero sequel.
What did she try? What did she do instead? I'm trying to remember what she did instead of that.
She was in Dawson's Creek. That would explain a lot.
No, well, yes, but there was another movie that she did instead of Dark Knight.
So it would be about 2008?
That nobody saw. Yeah. What was it?
Well, she was in Jack and Jill. We know that that's her movie career.
Oh, yeah. She was in Jack and Jill. Thank you for smoking. She was in Phone Booth. Oh, boy.
Oh, that movie.
Yeah. Romantics. That might be what it is, The Romantics. I think that's what it was. And nobody saw it.
A movie that came out 2 years
later. And it
later.
has a 15% on Rotten Tomatoes, which Rotten Tomatoes, I really don't like or trust. But, yeah, it's a thing, so.
So, plot. The plot of Batman, The Dark Knight. Basically, Joker's there. He causes havoc. There's also
great movie.
Harvey Dent starts
movie.
losing himself and
we
becomes
really don't need to explain the plot of Dark Knight.
It's a great movie.
If you haven't seen Dark Knight,
just watch it.
Why not?
It's a really, really good movie. It's solid. It's a really good thing to psychoanalyze.
It's an awesome movie, especially if you're gonna look at it like psychologically and philosophically.
And then the final Batman.
Harvey Dent is fantastic. The transformation into
Two-Face
is great. You know, and to segue into Dark Knight Rises, they were actually, rest in peace, Heath Ledger. He was supposed to be
the villain,
the main villain for Dark Knight Rises. His death totally shook that up. The whole Two-Face thing in Dark Knight was never supposed to happen. They were supposed to save that for Dark Knight Rises and do the classic Two-Face origin, where they didn't do in Dark Knight Rises with the fire where he burns half of his face away. What they were supposed to do was Dark Knight Rises was supposed to start with the trial of the Joker. It wasn't going to be 8 years later. It was going to be right after.
Yeah.
It was going to be trial of the Joker, where in the middle of the court case, he throws the acid on Harvey Dent's face. Harvey Dent being the DA, which causes his transformation into Two-Face
to begin,
who then would have been the main villain.
Yes.
Obviously,
and the way that they did it was
obviously
good, though.
Heath Ledger's death recasting after Dark Knight was completely out of the question.
Just real quick on a side note, some of my favorite things are hearing about Heath Ledger on the set. He would be in character, but he would ride around on a skateboard.
Yeah.
He's all the time on set.
Uh-huh.
I just love it.
You know, Jared Leto does that too.
Yes.
And I'm very excited to see Jared Leto's Joker. It's supposed to be fantastic. He's supposed to do an amazing job, which I think he will, because, you know, he does that. He has that potential to do stuff like that. He does the. I've seen him do a Joker-esque laugh in Mr. Nobody. He does that great laugh.
Yes, he's very talented. Just a real quick thing. I don't know how I confused this as a kid. Okay. Just a real quick thing of The Dark Knight. I don't know how I confused this as a kid, but I saw The Dark Knight, and I saw Transformers right, like, close to each other, and I was young. So, I was probably about 8 or something, and Dark Knight terrified me, so I could never watch the whole thing. Especially the Two-Face face. And for about 5 years or so, I thought that the crossed-out coin, was part of Transformers. Like, the original Transformers. Like, you know where they go to the military base, and they ask for the programmer, and it's like a DDR and stuff?
You've made me very sad.
I know, and I got it confused, and I watched it again. I'm like, that's not... Oh, that's this movie.
Oh.
So we're going to end the Batman talk on Dark Knight Rises. How do you feel about it?
I like Dark Knight Rises.
Okay.
I know some people hate it. I know some people think it's too long, and it drags, and doesn't make much sense. There are whole conversations that are like... because Christopher Nolan thought it would be a good idea to auto-tune
both voices
over both voices,
more
because
than
they thought that Christian Bale's Batman voice wasn't deep enough, because it's been 8 years and he would be older now. They do the weird Robin thing.
48, and he'd be like,
you have the Robin thing at the end with Officer Blake.
I want to get
which
closer
is fine.
again.
Where his real name is Robin.
Yeah.
I guess he's just Officer a combination of all of the Robins.
Yeah. And I looked that up. I'm like, that's not okay.
Yeah. Jim Gordon is the last person
Gary
to
Oldman?
figure out that Batman is Bruce Wayne. He's the only person in the city. I mean, even the autistic orphan was able to figure it out. Okay?
Batman! It's like, what? I just saw that. That movie's always on TBS. And it's like, over Dark Knight. And I watch it and I go, okay, it's a good movie, and I enjoy it.
The only thing I have with this movie, and it's not even how does he get back into the city after being in the hole with no money or clothes. He's Bruce Wayne, okay? He's got some connections. He just walks into an airport.
He's reported
walks into an airport and be like, hey, I'm Bruce Wayne. And they're like, I thought you were dead. And he's like, well, clearly I'm not. So can I get on a plane? They'll be like, yeah, sure. And also, yeah, he's Batman. So don't worry about it. Why does he spend... This is my only thing. Why does he spend several hours painting that bridge in gasoline so he can light it on fire
to
mark his return?
Just because.
What he would have... I want a short film of him
doing that,
painting, swinging like on one of those rock climbing harnesses from the top of the painting with one of those white painter's caps on and painting in gasoline.
It was to make his dramatic entrance. Film Theory did a great thing on how he really never would have had enough time to get the nuke out of the city.
Yeah. No, he wouldn't have. But he's Batman, so don't.
And
don't
he
worry
survives
about it.
because it's like, I'm going to jump out, but nobody's going to see me, and I'm going to put it on autopilot. The ending I liked.
He jumps out way before.
I know.
Way before.
I know. But nobody sees him.
He jumps out right as soon as he gets over the ocean. Presumably, because he fixes the autopilot. We know that.
Again, if Christopher Nolan really wanted to, it could have set up perfectly for a Batman Beyond movie.
But he didn't.
And I'm a little angry at him because I would have. That was supposed to be a movie. I believe there was supposed to be Batman Beyond movie, and it never happened.
There was, but it didn't. It never got off the ground.
It should. Okay, final thoughts on the Batman before we go to the Superman movies.
Yeah, Dark Knight Rises, everything. I love they broke the bat. I love that. That's an awesome moment for the comic fans, for the fans that have read Batman Nightfall in the 90s.
Practical effects are really good, by the way.
Yeah,
I love his use
they are
of them.
really great.
Tumblr's awesome.
Yeah, worst death ever though. Oh my god, it's the worst. Where she's not Talia, but then it is Talia.
But it is Talia, and she kind of just dies.
Where she J.J. Abrams, it's not Khan, but it is Khan.
I guarantee you guys, Kylo Ren, he's not related to them at all.
But he's definitely
But
Khan.
he's definitely Khan.
He's definitely Khan.
Kylo Ren is Khan.
Final thoughts? Yeah, most of them are alright.
Yeah, most of them are good. I would watch for them, or do I call them defining moments of cinema? Dark Knight, yes.
Dark Knight, yeah.
Batman Begins is a fun piece of film. Dark Knight Rises, I would only watch if I was watching them in order.
The other two, yeah.
Because it would be like,
also,
Dark Knight.
Also, in those 3 months, where is everyone? Every time you get a shot of the city, this
They're
is my
all
final
empty.
thought. It's like completely empty. And you're like, this was shot in New York. Where is everybody? That's it.
We
I'm leaving Batman on that.
We spent a good 40 minutes talking about Batman.
Alright, I'm leaving Batman on that. Alright, Superman. Wow. What a series this is. The Christopher Reeve Superman series. First of all, do you want to talk about the curse as well as part of this?
Yeah, we can talk about it real quick.
The curse? Alright, so it's believed because Jerry Siegel and
Is this dead
what?
already? I just charged this.
what's dead? I don't...
The fucking camera.
The...
I just charged this battery, and it was on for about 40 minutes.
Wow.
Not even, and it died.
Alright,
God damn it, and I keep on... I don't want to knock over the mic.
Alright, so, alright, he's walking around doing some stuff. So I'll just,
fuck you, battery.
Yeah! Alright, Superman stuff. So there is a supposed curse, which I think they broke in,
Man of Steel?
No, not Man of Steel, before that.
Superman Returns?
No, before that. Just let me finish. In the Lois and Clark live-action show from the 90s, it was believed to be broken because nothing has happened to any of the cast of that so far, but because Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, the creators of the character, sold Superman for $100 in the 30s, which was a lot back then, but think about the billions of dollars that the characters made since then, and they've seen none of it. So they put supposedly they put a curse on anyone who does anything
play
with
him
the
or
character.
anything with him, and they just got
about
that
it.
lawsuit fixed, I believe.
Yeah.
They
yeah,
just are getting it fixed by
their
the court.
Their foundation, their families.
The families, I mean.
So let's
Superman's trying to bite you.
George Reeves, yep, he came to a tragic end. I don't want to go into it, whether it was a suicide or a murder.
Yeah,
it's
a big thing.
But then Christopher Reeve, obviously.
Yeah, so George Reeves, if you don't know, The Adventures of Lois and Clark.
He was the original Superman
from the Adventures of Lois and Clark.
No, Adventures of Superman.
Adventures of Superman, sorry. I just watched some of that the other day.
Like
2 months ago.
It's actually not bad.
It's not bad, but it's so weird.
It's ridiculous. It's
before,
the Adam West.
It's
pre Adam
Batman
West.
66.
It's even pre Adam West.
And
I mean, he doesn't drink orange juice and dance around like an idiot, but it's pretty good.
Okay.
So there's that. There is obviously what happened to Christopher Reeve is very sad. Who else? Margot Kidder completely lost her mind.
Mm-hmm.
Perry White, actually, the actor who played Perry White in the original series, he died in a tragic way. I can't remember exactly how. I think something bad also happened to Jimmy. Jimmy Olsen from that series.
Not talking about the new one that had about 2 seconds of screen time.
No, not him, who gets killed immediately. Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor.
He was struck by the Superman curse. Almost anyone involved in the series, Christopher Reeve, who I already mentioned, anyone that you can really think of who is a main player, was struck some way
with it, and it's really sad.
It's a you can see it. It's a pattern. Anyone who plays it, people that voice him in animation sometimes. But so far nothing has happened to Brandon Routh. Nothing has happened to.
He is doing well. He is on. He
Legends of Tomorrow.
Legends of Tomorrow. He had a wonderful brief stint in Chuck, and I enjoyed him in that.
Yeah, nothing's happened to
Henry Cavill yet.
Henry Cavill or Tom.
I don't know who voiced him.
Yeah, no. Smallville.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Well, because he wasn't Superman until like the final episode.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, that's true.
He's gonna like break his pinky, and he's like,
Yeah.
Superman curse is over.
Yep.
Show had
all right,
everyone
so
on it.
Let's dive into these movies.
Okay, so the first one, Superman, 1976.
78?
78?
Yes. Yeah, just double check. Great movie. Special effects of the time were fantastic. I mean, Marlon Brando is solid, always. I think, although everyone on set was too scared to tell Marlon Brando that he was mispronouncing Krypton. He just... Krypton. It really sets a bunch of trends.
78.
For 78, yeah.
I was right.
It sets a bunch of trends for modern-day superhero movies, like setting up sequels before the movies even come out. Main casting unknown actors, trend setting, lots of other things. Practical effects mixed with over-the-top bad special effects. Lots of trends.
As a movie in 78, this is again the year
really
after
good
Star
movie.
Wars came out. It's good.
They marketed it as "You'll Believe a Man Can Fly," and you did. I
It was a good movie.
Watching this movie, there are a lot of things in this movie that, oh boy. First of all, there's not one fight in this whole movie. If you actually, not one.
I haven't seen it in about 10 years, so I'm gonna believe you.
Not one movie. Not one moment in this movie there's a fight. It's really, 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 really campy. Like
good. Campy is good at times.
Like the bad vibrations when he tries to hit Superman over the head with
and
the
it goes
crowbar, and it
boom,
goes boom, and you're like, he's like, bad vibrations. There's the whole montage of him saving people, stopping criminals, the cat, and in the tree.
Yeah.
All that classic Superman stuff. Gene Hackman, Lex Luthor.
Oh my god.
Otis. Let's get into this. Oh, what? Otis is my hero. All right, I'm just gonna say that. Otisburg, who they actually make reference to in Arkham Knight. They section off a city of Gotham City in Arkham Knight as Otisburg, and I was very happy for him. Land deals. Let's compare. If you want to, let's compare a comic book Lex Luthor to to Gene Hackman
comic book Lex
Kevin
Luthor
Spacey Lex Luthor
becomes president
of the United States
with everyone there,
Superman
every
and
superhero.
every other superhero on Earth.
Walks around in the power armor. He's like, I'm gonna.
This Lex Luthor land deals.
Land.
He buys
I'm gonna buy
some
a
of
part
California.
of California.
Buys
and
some
then
of California.
I'm gonna put a nuke.
Yep, he's gonna nuke it. It's a really overcomplicated plan, but it's also really simple, and it's really dumb. And one of my favorite moments from the whole movie is the one when he goes, "Even you, with your great speed, couldn't stop both missiles." And then Superman seems to agree with him because you see him like kind of break down as he realizes this, and then
he goes back in time.
But then like minutes later, you see him fly around the entire planet within seconds, and you're like, well, you clearly could have stopped because you just flew around the entire Earth within seconds. So the arithmetic of this movie, it has my favorite shot of him flying away, where his head is way bigger than his body. I could go on about this movie. Margot Kidder plays Lois Lane, the Pulitzer Prize winning reporter who can't spell. It's pretty funny. Jimmy Olsen is pretty good.
So
I'm not even gonna go into reversing time.
Okay. And then the next thing,
Superman 2.
Superman 2.
One of the best comic book movies out there. I'm just gonna say it. It's a solid movie. General Zod is great in it. The whole final fight with Zod. What I'd really like to focus on with this movie is
he depowers himself,
killing Zod.
So first off, in the movie, if you guys don't know, the whole point of the movie is Superman goes, I don't know if I'm really that super. He mopes around. He's very much... Henry Cavill has based himself off of this Superman. He just kind of mopes around a lot.
And he's like, I'm not super.
So he depowers himself using the Red Sun power.
Yeah, to be with Lois
Fortress of Solitude. Yeah, to be with Lois Lane. And then he
gets beat up in a bar.
He does get beat up in a bar. And then he goes back to... Zod's there with all of his people.
Zod comes down to Earth.
And then he reverses it to take away their powers, but give his back.
Because Zod comes down to Earth, and he's tearing everything up, and everyone's like, where's Superman? And then Gene Hackman's back,
And he's in prison?
He promises to give
Or is
Zod.
that 3?
He asks Zod once Zod takes over the Earth if he can give him Australia. So he's proclaimed Lex Luthor, ruler of Australia, for the rest of the movie.
All those kangaroos.
The rest of the movie, he's referred to as Lex Luthor, ruler of Australia.
It's amazing.
And again, shout out to the Weekly Planet, based in Australia.
Yes.
So then once Superman he gets his powers back by reversing the Red Sun thing, and he lures Zod and his other henchmen
whose names nobody remembers.
To who also appear in Man of Steel.
Yeah, whose name nobody remembers.
Feora and the other big guy.
Yeah, Feora and
the big
basically
guy.
Hulk.
To the Fortress of Solitude, which we have yet to see in this new Snyderverse.
We had the Fortress of Shipitude.
Yeah, we did. Okay, so he depowers them, but not before playing a weird game of them, of just playing around with his powers, like multiplying himself, and he does the thing where he just projects himself all over the room. And then my favorite moment of all Superman movie history,
ever.
I'm gonna count down from 5 my top favorite moments. The time when he smacks Zod around in Man of Steel, when he's like, you think you can threaten my mother.
Yes.
The
Speaks the crap out of him.
That's amazing.
Takes
that.
the mask off of him.
The time when he smashes that guy's truck up in Man of Steel.
That was
the
a good,
time when he
punches
moment. The guy at the end of Superman 2 at the end of this movie and tells him he's been working out. It's just Superman 4 when he gets killed by a scratch.
Oh yeah.
Superman 4 Quest for Peace, the time when
the movie actually happened.
The whole thing actually. And then my favorite moment, the Cellophane S.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
So if you guys haven't seen this, please look this up. He's standing there, and the big guy, the big guy, kind of
jumps at him,
and he pulls the S and
off of his chest.
Off his chest.
This big cellophane S, and it grows as it.
And then it wraps around him and throws him on the floor.
Knocks him to the ground, and then disappears.
Yeah.
And you're like, what was that? That's a minor inconvenience.
I was very disappointed.
That's what that was.
I was very disappointed in Batman vs Superman because it didn't have that.
Minor inconvenience. That's what actually Family Guy actually made fun of that. They're like, what's with the Cellophane S in Superman 2? And then they do a whole skit about it. It's my favorite moment from the entire series. I love it because it's ridiculous.
You can buy Cellophane S's on Amazon?
You can buy them on Amazon. You can buy 5 in a pack for $7.
Oh my god. Superman 3, basically you discount Bizarro because...
Oh, no, I wasn't done talking about...
Superman 2.
Zod. He depowers Zod. This is where I get off about people complaining about him killing Zod in Man of Steel to save that family. He's straight up murders Zod in Superman 2. He depowers him, so he's essentially just a human being. Breaks his hand, and then murders him out of cold blood. So shut up with your complaining about Man of Steel. Just knock it off. Alright? You have no basis.
Okay.
All right,
Superman 3, discount Bizarro. Basically, he splits himself in half.
Yep.
I don't know how this happens.
He becomes Grumpy Superman because of the kryptonite ray.
Yes.
From Richard Pryor and his friends. You have the moment where Richard Pryor jumps off the cliff with the skis and the pink neckerchief that he thinks is a cape. He jumps off a several-story building onto the road and just kind of shakes it off. What a movie.
Okay.
It's kind of like The Producers, but bad meets Superman, but bad.
They were sitting there, and who directed this? Richard what? Richard something.
Not Richard Donner.
Richard Donner.
It's a different Richard.
It's a different Richard, one of the many Richards. And he kind of stands there and goes, so we can make a lot of money off of this.
Yeah.
Let's make it bad. It was the producer's mindset.
It's the but also the plot of it is essentially the Richard Pryor. His plot is producers with technology, but it's bad.
Yeah, the robots.
Yes. Yep.
I haven't seen Superman 3.
I haven't seen it in a lot. I'm winging Superman 3 and 4.
Superman 4, we can just talk about real quick.
Oh, yeah. Superman 3, it has the classic junkyard fight. Evil Superman versus Clark Kent, because evil Superman's been flying around being a dick, just being
It's a straight up dick.
And he gets drunk in a bar and shoves a guy, and then Clark Kent's kind of had enough of it, and he's I don't know if it's a metaphysical fight or a mental fight. I never know what's going on, but it happens.
Oh yeah.
All right, Superman 4.
Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. Basically, the story of this one is that
nuclear bombs. Nothing but
Christopher
nuclear
Reeve
bombs.
didn't want to do another one.
No, he wrote this one.
No, he didn't want to do another one at first, and then I said, look.
Watch, Christopher Reeve, come back for another paycheck.
We'll let you do, you can do this movie. He's like, I'll only do the movie because you guys want money if you let me kind of write the story for it. And they're like, okay, what do you want to write? And he goes, the Cold War just ended. Let's write something about nuclear armament.
Nuclear bombs.
Nuclear bombs.
Nothing but nuclear bombs and children and subplots.
So he went into space for a little bit, and then he's back. And in this time, did Lex create Nuclear Man? No, wait. Yeah. Space is this.
Space is Superman Returns.
Yeah, I have that in my hand.
So no, it's like what happens is you have the nuclear arms race happening, and everyone's scared. And it starts off with that classroom where the teacher, instead of talking about, math and science,
talks about nukes.
They talk about school. They talk about the nuclear arms race and the threat of nuclear bombs. And then they ask that little kid who thinks, he's like, I know someone who would do some good. And they're like, who, Santa Claus? And he's like, no, Superman. And so he writes a letter to Superman and guilts him into getting rid of all of the nuclear bombs by collecting them, which the UN is totally okay with, and throwing them into the sun.
Which creates Nuclear Man.
Yep.
Which is...
And then the Daily Planet is bought by that new company. And, you have that underlying plot line of them trying to corrupt the Daily Planet, and the guy's daughter is in love with Clark, but he hates her because she's all, the name of the game is making money. And you're like, what? What are you saying? And so that subplot is never tied up, and then you have the subplot, where, he donates a piece of his hair to the museum, and it's holding up that weight that's 10,000 pounds, and is indestructible, that Lex Luthor then cuts with regular old hedge clippers. He just sneaks in to the museum, smashes the glass, no alarms go off, and then he just clips it and just attaches it to a thing and launches it into the sun, creating the greatest Superman villain of all time,
Nuclear Man.
Nuclear Man.
We're not even gonna get into he dies in a nuclear power plant.
Voiced by Gene Hackman.
Yes.
Voiced by Gene. And every time I watch this movie, which is 3 times in grand total, when he roars, which is fine in character, I guess. During that slow motion fight on the moon,
yes,
or when they're falling past the terrible green screen, or when he scratches Superman when he's carrying the Statue of Liberty. That's a thing that happened. When he screams, it's like a, and I'm like, Gene Hackman did this into a microphone in the studio. Can I see this?
He was told to do this.
Gene Hackman made that noise.
So, okay, are you done with Superman 4?
I'm done with Superman 4. I'm so done with Superman 4.
So, I guess I have the Superman Returns.
It killed the franchise for 18 years, only to be resurrected by this film.
So, I have Superman Returns in the box in my hand, and I want to read the back to you. One of the review from Richard Corliss of Time Magazine says, it's beyond superb, it is superb.
Wait,
That's
what?
The quote.
That makes no sense. It's beyond superb. It's beyond superb.
It's superb. It's beyond super. It's superb. I read it wrong.
Oh, okay. I should say, if it's superb, it can't be beyond superb. And if it's beyond superb,
that'd be amazing.
It can't be superb because it's beyond superb.
I thought it was that, and I was like,
try to pay attention to the language we've all agreed on.
So the back says, he's back, a hero for our millennium, and not a moment too soon, because during the 5 years, much longer in movie fan years, Superman sought his home planet.
Which he knew he was destroyed.
Things changed on his adopted planet.
He knew it was gone.
Nations moved on without him. Lois Lane now has a son, a fiancé,
definitely not his,
and a Pulitzer for Why the World Doesn't Need Superman.
Because he disappeared.
And Lex Luthor...
she's an angry, moody woman.
And Lex Luthor has plans that will destroy millions... No,
land
billions
deals.
More lives.
More land deals. Cancer. Yeah,
Cancer
no, I guess it would destroy.
It
would destroy lives because it's Cancer Island. Cancer
Filmmaker
Island.
Bryan Singer, X-Men and X2, gives the world the Superman it needs, honoring the legend everyone loves while taking it in a powerful new direction.
Now, this
Brandon Routh proves a perfect choice to wear the hero's cape, leading a top cast that includes Kate Bosworth as Lois.
Was terrible. She has a real big forehead.
And Kevin Spacey as Lex. And thrills from a sky grapple with a tumbling jumbo jet to a convenient convulsing showdown. Convulsing showdown. Redefine wow. I'm always around, Superman tells Lois. You'll be glad he is. That is the back of this box.
Wait, hold on. Wait, who played Lois?
Kate Bosworth.
She's a real big forehead.
She does have a real big forehead.
She's really terrible in this movie. Alright, so, this movie was bounced around a lot from studio to studio before getting off the ground. There was...
Because they were scared to make another one.
There was the death of Superman, which there's a great...
documentary
about by
Max Landis
and Kevin Smith. By Kevin Smith and Max Landis. Great documentary. It was supposed to star the Nicolas Cage, which you can find pictures of on the internet.
It's amazing with a wig,
the mullet and everything. No, that's not a wig.
Oh my god,
that's not a wig. Then there was Superman Flyby, J.J. Abrams' take on Superman, starring Henry Cavill and Amy Adams as Superman and Lois Lane, actually.
Which I love.
And then when that didn't get off the ground, it was bounced back to Warner Brothers.
And they were like, you know what?
They decided to rather than reboot it, they just...
Oh, yeah. If you didn't know, this is continuity. This is neglects 3 and 4.
Yep.
Completely neglects them and says this is a sequel to 2.
Yep. Well, no, it doesn't neglect 3 and 4. This takes place before them.
Oh my god, makes no sense!
And so, it's been 5 years, and back to comparing... We did a little bit before this. Comparing comic book Lex to movie Lex. In 5 years, Lex Luthor is able to become President of the United States in the comics, as well as get along with a lot of stuff. Like, he gets a lot of stuff done.
He always gets a lot of stuff done. Hell, he gets a lot of stuff done
with Superman and all other superheroes on the planet.
He gets a lot of stuff done in Batman vs. Superman as well.
Yeah, he does. This Lex Luthor, with Superman gone, and he's the only superhero in this continuity for 5 years, he almost gets a boat. He almost gets an old woman's boat,
and
then she dies, and then he just steals her boat. And then more land deals. But the land deals this time around are creating a kryptonite island for people to live on as prime real estate. Now, let me just, for the people that don't know there, in the comics, Lex Luthor, one of the origins for him losing his hair is from cancer that he gets from exposure to kryptonite.
Because he always wore a little kryptonite ring to keep Superman away.
Yeah, so he's creating
Cancer Island.
Cancer Island to sell as prime real estate.
So the only good part of this movie is the jet, which they market
a great sequence.
Which they market as one of the best fight scenes, the best action.
That is a great
action
sequence.
Pieces.
Although you know what,
pieces.
What's called needs of the many of the needs of the few. Man, he saves that space shuttle with like 2 people in it before saving the jumbo jet.
But they market that, and it's also the cover of the movie. So they spoiled this thing right away.
Yep. And it's in the trailer.
It's in the trailer, and Supergirl copied it.
Oh.
The first episode of Supergirl copied the jet.
You want to talk about that movie?
I don't want to talk about the Supergirl movie.
Oh.
No. So
that is canon, though.
We're going to finish Superman Returns, and then we're going to talk about Man of Steel, and then we're going on to Quick Fix, because we've run out of time to talk about Batman vs. Superman.
You know what? No. Batman v Superman... that's it. That's all I have to say on Superman Returns. He lives the Kryptonite Islands.
Oh my god! Worst. Don't even. It's
the worst.
I'm getting so weak by that. It lifts it into space, into sun. But that makes. And by the way, now all of the rays that you're getting are radiated by kryptonite.
Yep.
So you're gonna die anyway.
And then
Superman.
he's stabbed by kryptonite, by the knife. And he lives. All right. So Man of Steel.
Yes.
I love it. I love Man of Steel. I think it's a great Superman movie. It's well acted. It's a good story. I can understand why people say it's drab, but I find it really inspirational. I think that first flight scene.
Oh no, first flight
is
scene's
one
great.
of the most inspirational scenes in any
With the
comic
monologue
book,
in the background,
in any comic
definitely.
book movie.
I'm okay with Man of Steel. It didn't rub me the right ways. I'm not a big Superman fan. Whereas I've actually never read a Superman. No, that's not true. I read Red Sun.
And
I haven't read a real Superman comic like All Star or All Seasons or anything.
It's set up for Dawn of Justice really well.
Yes, no, it did.
End.
It's set up for everything really well, and Zack Snyder does that, where he directs beautifully. Everything is good. I enjoyed the Smallville fight.
All right.
Actually, I enjoyed that quite a lot.
Yeah.
The Metropolis fight, not really, because everybody kind of just like all these people, the Weekly Planet, not the Weekly Planet, the Daily Planet, are kind of just like, oh, we're thrown into this. Oh, we need to take Lawrence Fishburne out from under this building rubble. It's like,
no. Lawrence Fishburne was the one that was trying to
save
help the
her.
other people.
Yeah, save her.
That was the one that was trying to save.
Who apparently
Jane.
is okay
Yeah.
in Man of Steel.
Yeah,
and
he's
Batman
alright.
vs Superman. He just no. The girl gets crapped under.
I know.
And she's just walking around in Batman vs Superman because 18 months later, I'm like, how the hell?
Yeah.
What?
She was walking around just fine right after she gets out.
Well,
too.
but Lawrence Fishburne had to help her out.
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne was great.
Oh,
in
he's
Dawn of
great. I love
Justice,
him.
by the way. He's like crime wave in Gotham.
Another news: water is wet.
He was one of my favorite parts of that movie.
Yeah.
Real quick summary of Dawn of Justice. Loved it.
Are we skipping the rest of Man of Steel?
Yeah, Man of Steel.
Man of
Zod
Steel,
was great.
if you
The
wanna
whole
see-
cast is good.
See it before you go see Dawn of Justice, because I assume a good amount of people did not.
Yeah.
Which is why they don't like it.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Batman v Superman. Everyone is pretty solid. Ben Affleck is the
Great.
definitive.
He's a great Batman.
He's the definitive Batman for me. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, fantastic. Henry Cavill is great again. Amy Adams is great again. Lawrence Fishburne is solid.
It's fantastic. I love him in that movie.
Everyone is really. I mean, I think they really nailed the humanity that Superman feels. The line where he's like, Superman was never real. He was just a dream of a farmer from Kansas. Him trying to deal with him being a hero. The scene that he has with his father where he's hallucinating his father. Telling
That's
him
a
about
great scene.
the
That's a
merits
great
of being
scene.
a hero. He's like, well, you be a hero here, but then the world turns around and only sees the negative out of it.
So the only thing, there's a few things that bother me. One, this is just like a little off topic. IGN posted an article saying 6 really mundane things Schneider lets us see that Wonder Woman does. And I understand why they wrote it. It was like a satirical article, but it was like, you get to go see her, go to the ATM, and drive a car, and hail a taxi. And I'm like, yeah, but it's supposed to show that she's a normal person before, besides being that. And I understood, and I liked his choice there.
Yeah.
I like Henry Cavill as Superman. He's a good Superman. He's the best Superman that we've had. But he needs to stop, and spoilers for the end of the movie. If you haven't seen it, we're going to go into spoilers here, because I'm going to use points from the end. We talked about it already. After he dies, after he comes back to life, I really fucking hope he stops moping. Because that's all he does in this movie.
Well, yeah, but he has a lot of...
He has a lot of things to mope about. No,
a lot of
I
things to
understand
mope
that.
about.
But he spent all of Man of Steel moping. I'm going to go around from job to job, and I'm going to mope. And then he spends the rest of the fucking Batman vs. Superman. I don't know if they need me. Okay, great. You know that explosion? Don't blame it on yourself. Blame it on the fucking psychotic scientist.
Yep. Yeah.
I should have seen it. It's in a wheelchair. Are you gonna check everybody's fucking
he's
wheelchair?
Superman, and that's just what he does, though. He's like, I could have done this, and I could have done more.
I understand.
Yeah,
I could have done more. I could have done more. But the fact that you mope for 2 movies in a row...
Well, then also everyone blames him for that explosion.
Yes, no, everyone does blame him. But it's like,
Even
okay...
though I'm like, how do you blame it? He didn't
start the explosion.
He didn't carry a bomb, and he doesn't... What? I don't know. Yeah, that was just...
Though they did spend... They spent a little bit too much time with the piss. They spent a little bit too much time.
Yeah.
I liked it because I enjoyed
funny,
it.
though.
It was funny. It was like... and I'm like, okay, something fucking happened.
And then boom.
Yeah, and then
Bomb.
boom.
So... what was that?
That was my Zack Snyder boom. We gotta make this pretty quick.
Everyone was... I mean, the plot was pretty solid. You know, I wasn't
Juggling
expecting...
the 4 stories.
It was... People are saying that it's got pacing issues. No, it doesn't have pacing
No,
issues.
I wasn't
It's balancing a lot of stories. It's got a lot to tell, and it sets up for everything that it needs
Yes,
to well,
to
as well
Justice
as
League.
carrying on the Batman v Superman storyline.
Cameos, great. They set
Cameos
up
are all
for
solid.
a possible Flashpoint or Injustice movie.
Injustice movie,
and I enjoyed that immensely.
Yeah, the Flash cameo. There's a lot of ways where he's like, she's the key. You know, Lois Lane. She's the
key.
she's like,
Don't let
you
her
were
die.
right about him. You were always right about him. And then, okay, Jesse Eisenberg, Lex Luthor.
I liked him. I liked him a lot.
I liked him a lot. Yeah.
Yes, he did go a little insane at the end, but that's to be expected of spending about a week in a Kryptonian ship.
He's not like comic Lex, and he's not like animated series Lex, and he's not like Kevin Spacey Lex, but he oozes Lex Luthor.
Yes.
He really does.
Lex
he
Luthor
never
Jr.
feels like he's not Lex Luthor. Now, he's not necessarily, he's not like, a lot of people are saying he's not my Lex Luthor, but they're taking it in a different route that fits within this world.
Good Lex Luthor.
He fits within this world, and he fits within the real world where a lot of these companies now aren't run by middle-aged businessmen.
No, yeah,
they're
young.
run by like young upstart tech geniuses like Mark Zuckerberg and so forth.
So basically, it's confirmed now that since he played Mark Zuckerberg is Lex Luthor.
Yep, absolutely.
Social network crossover. Justin Timberlake's gonna come in here, be like, "Yo, but I created Napster." And we're gonna be like, "Nobody gives a shit.
Nobody cares.
Nobody knows Napster anymore."
What was also Darkseid was set up very well.
Yes,
there was
we
a lot
talked
of hints
about
to him.
Stephen Dog.
Obviously, the highlight. Yeah, exactly. Stephen Wolf.
Stephen Wolf. Stephen Dog.
God.
His little son.
You're a disgrace. All right.
I liked Doomsday a lot.
Yeah,
the way that they used him.
Doomsday. He lives up to the name, and the way
people
that,
were like, "It's a CGI mess." I'm like, "How the hell else are you gonna do Doomsday?"
The way that he carries, he lives up to the Doomsday name. They have the nuke and everything from Death of Superman, and Dark Knight Returns.
Yes,
the fight between them is very Dark Knight Returns.
Very Dark Knight Returns.
And you see everything that happens in it is according to plan because he puts the kryptonite spear down in the specific place.
And he's about to kill. My least favorite thing is people are like, "Oh, but they stopped fighting because it's stupid because Martha," and I'm like, no,
he's
this is a Batman who's been doing this for 20 years, and still you see it in the dream sequence. You see it when he goes to visit Wayne Manor, that he regrets letting his parents die. He always regrets letting his parents die. So having Superman,
he
feels
feels it's his fault,
and that's why when Superman goes Martha, he goes,
"Why did you say that name?"
Yeah, like, why did you say that? We're in the middle of fighting.
Yeah.
How did do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Do you know my parents? And he goes, "No." And then Lois comes in and goes, "No, that's his mom." And he goes, "I can't let his mom.
I can't be responsible for the death of his mother." Also, I feel, and I hadn't really thought about this, but I feel Bruce probably, and now feeling. The movie really makes you feel his hate for Superman, especially in that opening sequence when he's hugging the Lego girl and he sees this destruction following Superman and Zod re-entering the atmosphere. He sees Superman as nothing more than a force of chaos and destruction and uncertainty. He hadn't thought of him as a person with a mother.
That's what makes him think that.
He's like,
crap,
but
you have a
Lois
mom.
is like, when Lois is like, "It's his mother's name. It's his mother's name." And he's like, "He's a person. I can't. He's a person like anybody else. I can't kill him." You know, it's a good moment, and Affleck really
does it very well, and he brings
humanity to Under the Cowl, which, unlike a lot of the other rest of the movie, where he's just a monster, and it's great. The Batmobile chase.
That's a great.
Batmobile
chase I enjoyed.
When he's torturing the guy, when he brands the guy, when they're like, "It saved us, a devil," and they're like, "It's still here," and then
he ratted out of there. He kind of just climbed the wall. He monkeyed out.
Yeah, he's an awesome. I can't wait for his solo Batman movie. I am very excited for his solo Batman movie. After that,
be under the Red Hood.
I'm very excited for Justice League, Wonder Woman. I really have very little gripes with this movie, actually.
The one thing I wish they did was a marketing thing, which was keep Doomsday secret. And I understand why they did it, because it's a different design.
Yeah, but...
And they're like, we need people to get used to it. And they needed
so
something
much
there.
more to that.
No, there is. But a lot of people were like, I guess I follow this guy on Twitter, and one of the things he said was, after reevaluation, Batman vs. Superman isn't a terrible movie. It's a good movie. I think the only reason I didn't like it so much was because I wasn't surprised. And that's true. A lot of things where you're like, okay, I like... The trailers kind of gave
I was
us away.
surprised by the Man-Bat horror
the
thing.
Man-Bat thing, which I was going to tell you in the theater, but I was given dirty looks.
Yeah.
I was like, Man-Bat.
Yeah.
which was really cool.
The Flash cameo was great. All of the
All the cameos were great.
Cyborg with the mother box, the Flash cameos, both of them. The Wonder Woman picture and everything in that.
Setting up, you
Aquaman,
had...
the cameo was pretty cool.
It was a little weird how they did it.
Well,
I agree.
no, because
They wanted to see him in costume.
Because I now know where he is. Or it's speculated anyway. Remember when I did the thing over the summer at the film, and then the director of that has a friend who's an intern for Warner Brothers who said to him, Amanda Waller has Aquaman captured. He's imprisoned in that.
That's okay?
So
Will that
that's
be a
where
plot
he
point
was.
of Suicide Squad? You
Yeah,
think?
because Suicide Squad happens after. So apparently his trident is being after because he smashes the security camera in where she's keeping him. She takes it away from him, and you'll see it in her trophy room.
You think that's a cage? That's not like somewhere in the Indian Ocean.
No,
it's a
that's
cage?
not somewhere in the Indian Ocean. That's
Okay.
That's she's keeping him in a specific place.
Okay.
It says somewhere in the Indian Ocean, but I'm just guessing that's probably some Argus
Yeah.
where she's keeping him, and she takes the trident away from him because she wants to be able to see what he's doing, so you can't just go around smashing cameras.
Is that it?
I think so.
The ending was good. Set up for Death of Superman. Set up for Justice League really well.
I think it's gonna make it for a really great moment in Justice League when he
Superman
does come
comes
back.
back in the
when
third
he
act.
comes back, because a lot of people don't know that he does come back.
I want him to
have
the
full
silver S.
the silver mullet, which
And the mullet.
and the mullet. You see the silver S on,
on the tombstone.
yeah.
And on the shrine and everything.
Yeah.
I liked that.
The shrine was very nice, where it said if you see
it was a beautiful moment,
look
actually,
around you.
especially when his mom, who's Diane Lane, right?
Yeah.
When Diane Lane, she plays a really good Martha, and I really enjoyed how they were like that moment, because it did make me tear up a bit, where she's like laying there with her the hardest thing for a parent ever to do is lay a child to rest.
Oh yeah.
And she
that conversation between her and Lois when she gives her the ring.
Yeah.
When she gives her the engagement ring.
So it he did it in such a great way, and the writers did it too, where you know that this was real. Like, you know that they were supposed to do this.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it made for a really emotional ending, and I liked it, and we need others like you, and it set up perfectly for Justice League, and I'm really interested to how this affects Suicide Squad, where he's back, and I wonder if he talks to Joker and goes, look, I know we've had our differences, and I'm here to stop you, but you know something about Argus, and I know that they're holding someone, like Aquaman. Yeah. I need him.
Well, there's that would be cool. And we know he's in the movie, and we know that he has a conversation with Amanda Waller at one point.
Yes.
Too, where when he finds out that she's putting together this squad, and he's like, yeah, no, that's a terrible idea, and I'm gonna confront you about this.
And I'm excited.
Cool.
Jared Leto's Joker looks good and everything, and we're not going to talk about that now.
All right, yeah, that's for a different day. All right.
So we're good with that.
Cool.
And that's the end of topic.
Cool.
2 and 1, we threw that in. We're going to do real quick. We're going to skip over Quick Fix today.
All right.
Unless you want to do some quick movies.
Yeah, let's just go through some of the movies. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to go through movies 2016.
This is a little segment
just based purely on the title. Interested or not.
Yeah, this is a segment called Quick Fix, and what it is we just do real quick things, like little topics that usually should not take very long, but we went really long.
We went real long with that, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to start with January, even movies that haven't come out yet.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do movies that haven't come out yet. Let's.
All right. So skip over all.
Yeah, skip all over January.
Just go to
February.
right to where March, like Dawn of Justice, start around there.
Okay.
All right. So
right now, the 25th.
Things that are playing right now. All right. Dawn of Justice.
Today, something comes out called Everybody Wants Some by Paramount. It's a comedy, drama, romance.
Blake Jenner. I'm out.
Nope.
Okay. Nope. God's Not Dead 2.
Melissa Joan Hart. Nope.
No. All right, we gotta make this go faster.
Meet the Blacks.
No.
The Boss.
No.
Demolition. Hardcore Henry. How do you feel about Hardcore Henry?
Hardcore Henry. I like the premise. The trailer was terrible.
Are you gonna see it?
Probably.
Barbershop: The Next Cut.
No. What?
When was Barbershop 1?
Wait, Criminal?
Oh my God!
Jay Izzo. Shout out to
Gary
Jay Izzo.
Oldman, Kevin Costner.
Shout out to Jay Izzo and
Tommy Lee
Cinematic
Jones.
Masterpiece,
We need
The
to
Criminal.
watch this.
Shout out to Jay Izzo, Masterpiece, The Criminal.
Okay, Green Room is apparently finally in theaters.
All right, cool.
Have you heard about Green Room?
Yep.
Okay,
Moving
good.
on.
Jungle Book.
Yes.
You gonna see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I guess I'll see it. Elvis and Nixon. What the hell?
No. No.
Huntsman. The new Huntsman.
Maybe.
I doubt it. I'm not gonna see that. Keanu. That's the that's the Key and Peele movie with the cat.
Yep.
That seems funny. I'm probably not gonna see it.
All right.
Mother's Day. No, Ratchet and Clank. How do you feel
Yes.
about that? I'm gonna see that.
I'm gonna see that.
I'm gonna get the game.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for it. I've never played a Ratchet. I have played a Ratchet and Clank game. It's good. It's fun. I like them. Civil War. Are you gonna see it?
I'm still not on board. I know everyone's gonna hate me for this. I know. Still not quite on board because the Spider-Man's voice.
Okay, he's not gonna be in the movie a lot.
Hi everyone.
Hey everyone.
Look.
They have time to fix that. I like it. I'm excited for Civil War. Black Panther is really one of the
you're
main
like,
reasons.
I saw Dawn of Justice, and you're like, yeah, the greatest gladiator match in the history of the world. That's how they marketed it. And then they market Civil War, and you see them fighting, and you're like, a bunch of superheroes in a parking lot, running at each other kind of fast. Also, Black Panther, I'm excited to see live action him.
Yes.
Live action.
Live action. More Ant-Man.
Yeah,
more everything.
more Ant-Man. Robert Downey Jr. is always good.
Doctor Strange might pop in. We don't know yet.
Yeah, I kind of hope that he doesn't.
I hope he doesn't, and I hope he just comes in the aftermath for like Avengers 3 and just goes, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Angry Birds movie.
Yes, Angry Birds movie.
Absolutely
Nope.
not.
Nope.
No way.
No. Neighbors 2. There's
Unless
a
I'm-
second one,
unless I'm
and it's
dragged
all
there.
about sororities.
No. No.
No.
No. Alright.
The Nice Guys. Don't know what. Alice in the
yeah,
Looking
yeah.
Glass.
Nice Guys looks good.
What? I don't know what that is. Oh, I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, looks funny.
Yes.
Alright.
Okay. Alice in the Looking Glass.
No.
Really?
Nope. No
I
interest.
like the Tim Burton movies. They're weird. And Tim Burton's not... He's just producing it. He's not even directing it.
Yeah, okay.
James Bobbin's directing it.
Well, all right.
X-Men Apocalypse. How do you feel?
I feel like it's gonna be exactly what we see in the trailer, where it's like X-Men Apocalypse
With
gets
Oscar Isaac.
big now.
Yeah.
Smash, beat Apocalypse. End of movie.
Okay.
Like where you know what? I was excited to see finally bald Professor X.
Yeah.
That was cool.
He's back,
but
but not as Patrick Stewart.
it's not Patrick Stewart.
It's
James
James
McAvoy.
McAvoy.
So
Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping. Have you heard of this? This is the Lonely Island movie.
no.
I do want to see this.
Oh, the Lonely
Lonely
Island
Island
movie.
movie.
Oh my god.
I want to see
All right.
it. It's funny.
Yes.
TMNT 2.
Yes.
TMNT 2.
No.
There was an interview with what's his name, Stephen Amell, and he said it was like, is it hard for you to get into character of
Oh yeah, playing hockey.
playing hockey. He goes,
and he's like,
"Yeah, I'm
Canadian.
Canadian."
I'm Canadian. Yeah.
The Bye Bye Man? No. Conjuring 2? No. Now
No.
You See Me Too. I've not seen
Conjuring
anything
2.
marketed.
Okay, I was watching the. You were there.
Yeah, I was there.
was
We're like,
watching the trailer.
never trust
and I was,
Jesus.
I was like, you know what? This looks pretty. Actually,
then-
not bad. And then it said the Conjuring 2, and I was like, oh no.
Now You See Me. Mark Ruffalo, Jesse Eisenberg, it's the same cast.
I'm in. All right. Yep.
It's the same cast.
Now You See Me Too. Yep. I'm in.
Warcraft.
I
same day.
want it to be good.
It's coming out the same day.
I want it to be good.
Genius. Central Intelligence.
Okay.
That's a comedy?
That looks pretty funny.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
that's with yes.
Yes.
Dwayne Johnson and
Yes,
Kevin
and Kevin Hart.
Finding Dory.
I'm on board.
Are you? I haven't seen the trailers. I don't know.
I saw the trailer. I'm optimistic.
Independence Day Resurgence.
Yes, but I really wish Will Smith was in it.
How is Judd Hirsch still alive?
I don't think he's ever going to die.
The BFG.
I want it to be good.
There was a trailer for it.
I haven't seen the trailer yet. I will right after this.
The Legend of Tarzan?
Yeah, that they're making another one.
Oh god, no. The Purge, election year. I've
Oh,
never
no.
watched The Purge.
Oh,
I'm not
no.
watching it.
Why? They're making another.
But it's like a satire on election years.
All right.
Secret Life of Pets.
Looks pretty funny.
It does look funny.
Yeah.
Louis C.K. is in it. I guess
All
I'll
right,
see it.
yeah,
Ghostbusters. I want it to be good. I want it to be funny. I want it to be good. I do. I really do. I think Chris Hemsworth
the
can...
costume design looks good. The
No,
CGI looks good.
everything looks good. Except
the
what
acting.
we've been shown.
Except
and I
everything,
want it to be good.
Except everything to do with story, plot, and characters, which is kind of the movie.
Have you seen something for this? Lights Out?
No.
It's the new horror movie.
Nope.
By
Nope.
Okay.
All right. Don't care.
Okay, good. Ice Age. Another one.
Another one. They're doing.
Ice Age 5?
God, how many are there gonna be before
John
the ice melts?
Leguizamo's in it.
How
He's
many-
Sid, right?
What? Yes. How many are there gonna be before this ends? Before the ice just melts finally, and we can get to the age of man?
Star Trek Beyond.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, you're on? Okay.
Yeah, I'm on.
Jason Bourne.
Yes,
Which
I'm
we've
definitely.
heard nothing
I'm
about.
definitely. No, there's a trailer.
Is there a trailer?
Yeah, and
okay,
it looks
I didn't know that.
good.
Matt Damon helped write it, by the way.
It looks really good.
Suicide Squad.
Absolutely.
Vegas talks about that. Yeah,
Yep.
we're all on it.
We'll talk about that a
9
different day.
Lives now. Founder Ben Hur.
No. What?
What the hell? Pete's Dragon. They're making a live action Pete's Dragon.
Yeah, I'm real scared for that.
I'm real scared for that. Sausage Party.
Yes! Yes!
Comedy, adventure, adult animation.
I didn't think this was a real thing, and then the trailer came out, and if you haven't seen the trailer,
Don't
go
bring
watch
your
that.
kids to watch Sausage
Don't
Party.
bring your kids. I thought this was a fake thing, but it's a real thing.
Spectral? No.
We'll have to do a whole episode on Sausage
I don't want
Party.
to watch Sausage Party.
Yeah, you're watching it.
War Dogs. What the hell? Okay, Jonah Hill. Oh!
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Fat Jonah Hill's back.
Fat Jonah Hill's back in War Dogs. It's a comedy movie with Miles Teller. He apparently can still act.
Yes.
After
Fan Four Stick.
Don't Breathe has a stone mechanic. What the hell? Lights Between Oceans, Patient Zero, Sully, Shut In, Bridget Jones' Baby, Snowden, Burroughs, Solid's Magnificent Seven. They're making a Magnificent Seven movie.
Yeah. Yep.
Why?
And
Why is that back?
Because why not? It looks pretty good.
Oh, there's a movie called Storks.
Yes.
WB
Yes.
animation.
Did you see the trailer for that? I saw the trailer
No.
for that the
Is
other
it
day.
good?
It looks pretty funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It looks. It's all about like storks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That carry
I know
the
about
baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Tim Burton is directing that.
Okay.
Ozzy
yeah.
Butterfield's in it.
And
Samuel L. Jackson.
All right. I'm in now. Just because I wasn't, and then you said Tim Burton and Samuel L. Jackson, so now I'm on board.
Girl on the Train, Middle School World, The Accountant. Kevin Hart is getting a concert comedy movie.
Yep.
Why are they making more Underworld movies?
Because why not?
Before I Wake was a book. I never read it. My brother did. It's another Medea
Because
movie.
they have to.
There's another Medea movie.
No.
Boo! A Medea Halloween. Jack Reacher 2. Never go back.
Yes. Never go back.
Ouija 2.
I love it.
Inferno. I don't know if it's...
I thought you said Luigi too. I was like, they're making another.
I
No.
don't know what Rings is. Bastards?
I thought you said Mario
I don't know,
and
but
Luigi
there's a
too.
movie-
I was like, no.
There's a movie called Bastards, and it has Owen Wilson, Ed Helms, and J.K. Simmons in it.
Okay.
Doctor Strange.
Yep. I'm on board. Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yep. The Troll movie.
Do you watch Sherlock?
I don't watch
You
anything
should get
BBC.
it.
I
You
probably
should
should.
You should get into Sherlock. It's on Netflix. It's only
no,
a
I
few
know.
episodes per season.
But they're like an hour and a half
It's-
long.
Yeah, it's Benedict Cumberbatch, Martin Freeman.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, no. I don't doubt it. Trolls. Do you want to hear who's in the Trolls movie?
I would
Anna
love to.
Kendrick, Justin Timberlake, who's still alive.
What?
Gwen
Did you just say
Stefani.
Justin Timberlake? He's still alive. I know.
I didn't. Gwen Stefani, James
He's not
Corden,
old.
Russell Brand, Icona Pop, Ron Funches, Kunal Nayar, and Glozell. Glozell from YouTube is in the Trolls movie.
What? Why?
Okay, fantastic.
Why?
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Okay, yeah. I didn't love the trailer, but I love the Harry Potter movies. They're good.
Ezra
so.
Miller's in it.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
All right.
that's the only person I know in there. That comes out on the 18th. Manoa. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, I did, and
John's joined The Rock and
yeah.
everything.
Yep.
No!
What?
They're making a Bad Santa 2. Bad Santa came out in like 2003.
Zoolander 2. They did that. So.
Lion. And now we're in January for next year.
All right.
La La
Wait,
Land.
no. What about Star Wars?
It doesn't have it here.
Yeah, I definitely
Oh, sorry, that's
saw
November.
it.
That's November.
I definitely saw it.
We're in December now.
La La Land, no.
Officer Christmas Party, Collateral Beauty,
No,
Rogue
no.
One, A Star Wars Story.
Absolutely. So
Yeah, I'm
excited.
really excited.
So excited.
Really good for that.
I'm
The
so
disappointment-
excited.
Assassin's Creed. How do you feel about that?
If no one jumps into a barrel of of hay, I'm gonna be really disappointed.
Okay.
All right.
Patrons
moving
say
on.
passengers sing and why him.
Why him? Fox is closing out 2016 with Why him?
On
I don't know
Christmas.
what it's
What it
about.
is.
I don't know what it is. Who's in it again? I just looked at it before.
James Franco was in it.
James Franco and Bryan Cranston.
Ben Stiller produced it.
Bryan Cranston. That's who is in it.
And Keegan from Key and Peele, Keegan-Michael Key is in it. It's a romantic comedy film.
This is how Fox is choosing to close out 2016. It's a romantic comedy film called Why Him. This is Fox's answer to Star Wars, which will still be in theaters at this time.
Oh, it'll be in theaters until about the middle of February, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so...
is that it?
We're gonna do the Forgotten Thing real quick.
Oh.
Because we also have one more segment called Forgotten Shiz. Possibly.
Oh, wow. How long is this gonna be?
It's gonna be over 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
Good for a first episode. So, what I have here is the Star Wars Game Boy game. And it's forgotten because nobody talks about it anymore.
Yeah.
So...
That's it. That's all we have to say on that.
That's all I have to say. I've played it. It's bad.
Oh, it's
really
real
bad.
It's really, really bad.
Anything before Super Star Wars, basically
really,
bad.
really bad.
It has the New Hope cover. You just go around. It's green.
You just go around showing it to people like, look what I've got.
Look what I got. And that's really all we have. I picked this real quick. Anything you want to... Closing statements.
Closing statements. Catchphrase. I'll work on that later.
We'll work on catchphrase.
I'll work on that later.
I have my catchphrases. And with that, are you... No! No more! I refuse! Okay.
All right.
And with that, this is over about 2 hours. There'll be some parts maybe cut, maybe not. Probably not. I'm lazy.
Probably not.
You guys, remember to subscribe at Game and Deets. I'm on YouTube. We're going to be doing this. We're going to try and get one a week, possibly.
Yeah. Follow on Instagram.
We're GCM Podcast. We're going to have a Twitter.
Email us at games,
Email us
movies,
questions
comics.
and topics at games, movies, comics, podcast at gmail.com. We cannot make that shorter.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I tried every combination.
I just typed it in. I'm like, I can do this.
I tried every combination to make it shorter.
Fine.
No, you made it really long and complicated,
really long.
Where I can't remember what we're saying.
I got it. I have it right here. It's in my phone. It is. I already signed into it on my phone, so if you guys just email, I'll get the emails.
Or I will, but I definitely won't. I'll never check that email.
Games, comics, movies, podcast at gmail.com. If we can find a way to shorten it, we will.
Great.
But I doubt we can.
Great.
So, with that, guys, thank you for joining us for this episode of GCM. That's the name of it.
Maybe we'll do some
GCM
others.
the podcast. We'll probably do some others.
Maybe today.
We're doing more tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow.
So if you noticed, we focused mainly on comics. Next time,
games or other things.
And other things.
Focus most on comics and movies and comic book movies, but we'll do some other things.
We'll do more things.
Yeah.
Just a little other things. Okay, and with that, guys, we're going to call it here. It's
right, just
2 hours.
Just end it.
End it.
That's
Live
it.
guys, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
It doesn't want to play.